Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Sponsor.
Good Tuesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout live on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. We're live on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, as well as on YouTube. Thanks to everyone for listening on the podcast as well. Matt Iwanyk with you here today. We've got Dash and Michael from OilersLive of the Heavy Hockey Network, friends of EST, and Jasmine, after a week away, returns to the Hangout.
I missed you, nasties.
She didn't say she missed you.
I was about to say, she didn't say she missed anyone around here. She just went and she missed the nasties, and that was it. Okay, got it. Cool. Thanks, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Hey, obviously.
That's how we're starting. All right.
I got an email from her last week. She's like, everyone better be missing me.
I know, I was being needy.
Feels a little one-sided, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And should be. I don't care.
Just saying.
How are you guys?
Oh, doing great. Yeah, happy to be in Edmonton. I mean, it's
Coming in from Halifax, just for the hangout.
What
a wild thing. I texted him, hey, can we get you on the hangout? I'm on the next flight.
Was it a PJ by any chance?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, heavy hockey? Of course, yeah.
Halifax, that is on my list of places to visit.
As it should be. Yeah, it's great.
Just the flights are just so expensive. So once I build my plan, I'll be like, that's it. I'm going to Miami.
Same amount of palm trees, yeah. Yeah, Halifax, I went out and saw them last year. It's great.
Palm trees.
How's the weather there right now?
Yeah, it's
beautiful
yeah,
fall?
it's beautiful right now. It stormed last night, apparently. I wasn't there, but I heard it stormed while I was gone, which, you know, that's how things happen. As soon as I leave, it kind of goes all to crap. And no, but it's been a nice mild fall, as it has been here. I mean, this is gorgeous.
Oh,
I feel
so
like
been amazing.
Speaking of Miami, I feel like I'm in Miami.
Oh, wow. What a comparison.
But Sunday was like 20 degrees or something like that.
19.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah,
and
hockey weather, right?
hockey weather, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I know the ranch, they go till the 20th. And the temperature, like even the weekend, 15-7 coming up. 15 on Saturday, 7 on Sunday.
One more
It's
week.
nice fall weather.
Jeez.
Like that's where we're at too right now.
And you can wear like long sleeves and stuff too. Rock your trench coats.
Yeah.
We're 4 minutes in and fashion.
I was about to say,
topic.
I think it's fall fashion from Jazz. We missed her. It's that time of
Three of
year.
us are wearing hoodies. Let me just apologize now, Jasmine.
We're away from.
Fantastic.
We're still a little bit away from the winter part of this, so now it's like, what should we wear in the fall? Jasmine, what should we wear in the fall?
Yes. Can I wear white?
I will tell you.
Of course.
What would be nice
What?
is if what Maddie's wearing as a shirt became fall wear once again.
I know.
Which means they're not going to be in the playoffs
Thank
this
you.
year.
You see that?
And,
You shouldn't be wearing that. They're not in the playoffs.
yeah.
The Elks?
Yeah.
Why can't I wear this?
Well, you can wear it, but it's not fall wear anymore,
not fall-
right?
it
Like,
would
not
be if
right
they
now.
were in the
If they're in the
playoffs.
playoffs, it'd
Yeah.
be fall wear.
Do you know what real football? Well, this is football weather.
This is football.
Fall weather is football weather.
Yes, but
So then I could wear this.
I mean, if you're not
It's their
allowed to wear
season. Are
the
they
logo of a
season?
team that's not going to make the playoffs,
Yeah,
there wouldn't have been an
they're
Oiler
playoffs.
logo
You're
for
repping-
15 years in this city.
There's still
Yeah.
the regular season's not over, and so what? You're not allowed to wear Oilers stuff in the off season.
Well, we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see how this season happens.
But like
I might not.
Depends.
Yeah,
I'm repping the Elks. I'll gladly rep the Elks 365.
I'm not even going to wear Oilers gear in the
I
on-season.
don't wear Oilers gear.
But
off
you
season.
see more. My point is, you see
Unless
more
the
if
hat-
they're in the playoffs.
Oh,
see,
sure.
You'd see Elks jerseys, Elks shirts all over the place.
I think they started Trey Ford. You'd see a little bit more too.
Might have been in the playoffs if they started Trey Ford.
No, I don't have. I don't have a lot of other hoodies that have logos on it. Everything else is just colors, which I like. But no,
Yeah.
I'll rep this Elks logo. Who knows
It's
how
a
much
nice
longer I could rep the
shirt.
Elks logo for?
That's true.
Great shirt.
That's
Remember,
true.
I want to get Elks apparel, but they need to win in order for me
Well,
to
it might be
purchase.
retro soon.
So you're a bandwagon jumper. You're a front runner. You only cheer for champs.
Excuse me, I'm supporting my team at EST, and I've been watching CFL. People think I've lost it.
Coming from the Yankees fan, Jasmine. Coming from the
Oh my
Yankees
god,
fan.
I didn't want to get into that. This whole time I'm hate watching Yankees, and I'm thinking of Maddie, and I'm like,
I hate watching the
Damn it.
Yankees every time I watch the
Hate
Yankees.
watching Yankees.
I've never hate watched the Yankees. I really enjoy. Actually, I do sometimes hate watch the Yankees,
Yeah.
but that's just I'm mad they're not winning. Big win yesterday.
They
It was
get in the
great.
World Series?
They're winning the World Series. If
They're
they get
winning
there.
the World
No,
Series.
If they get there, they're winning.
How are they going to beat Ohtani?
They'll beat them. So I'm not worried about any of that. I'm worried just as long as they could get past Cleveland. They get past Cleveland, they're doing it.
Yeah.
They don't have to travel.
One game in, right?
One game in, 1-0. They don't have to travel. Mets, Dodgers, they got to go
Series?
back and forth. Yankees, they just have to go to Cleveland. Nice little short. They'll be rested.
It's the same in hockey, right? You got the guys out east that they hop on a bus basically to go to the next
Yeah, but the AL got lucky though in this,
right?
because baseball is designed where it's across all the time zones. It just worked out that it's just East teams.
Yeah.
In the AL this time,
that's true.
and it's East-West when it comes to the NL. But it could have easily been Angels, Yankees, and the flip side being Mets taking on the Phillies.
Right.
And then the NL would have had the short little travel. East would have the AL would have go. So the Yankees got lucky out of that, and I'll gladly take that and let the Mets, Dodgers maybe go 6-7. Maybe we, the Yankees, Tom's not here, so we could take down the Guardians, maybe hopefully 5. I don't think
Do
that's
you
gonna
and
be
the rest
possible.
of the New Yorkers all feel like it's going to be a Subway Series this year?
I don't know. I don't care about the Mets. The Mets are just there.
Oh, go
But it would be
poor
cool,
Mets.
right? It would be cool, wouldn't it?
I'd be amazing.
I
I
want the
remember,
Mets to do
what was
well.
it, 2000s?
Jasmine, nobody
Was
cares
last
about the
one?
Mets.
I know, but that's why.
Yankee fans or New York fans.
It's
care.
always
They got the
the
diehards.
attention-seeking Yankees and the poor Mets fans, which are
What do you mean
loyal
attention?
fans.
Yeah,
Oh, she's right.
Yankees
look at me, I'm a Yankee.
Yeah.
we don't. Yankee fans
I
do
have a
not
nice
go there. Go look at me,
jersey.
look at me, look at me.
Well,
Yankee fans.
I mean, I've been to Yankee Stadium, and that's all Yankees fans are doing.
That's what's real.
That's awesome.
It also 27 world titles.
Oh,
Boom.
here we go.
No one else is closer. They deserve all the accolades in the discussion. They have 27 championships.
How many do the Mets have?
Not even close.
How many do they have? Do we know?
Like,
Well, okay, so
Well,
it's
we
not
do
close to
know.
the Yankees. Let
Okay.
the Mets fan have their time too.
No.
The only thing I've got to say here is don't give Habs fans
I-
any more
exactly
than
what I thought
than
about
they need, right? Like there's Habs fans watching the show right now that are saying, yeah, let's start talking about titles.
Mets have 2.
Yeah.
2? That's
That's
it.
it.
Aw, cuties. Okay, well then I'm really rooting for them.
You can't do it that way.
And they won those titles on pure cocaine.
What?
Hot take.
Okay, all right.
Read up on
Not
Daryl
even
Strawberry.
steroids? Okay,
Oh no,
nice.
I'm dead serious.
No, those were in like the 70s and 80s and stuff. So, yeah, likely pure cocaine.
Facts.
Fact.
World Series winners.
I'm saying it's probably not so far from the truth right now either.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
They're
So
just
who's-
better at hiding it now.
Who's next
No,
after the
let's
Start a
Yankees?
rumor right now. The Florida Panthers
different.
won the
Yeah,
Stanley
yeah.
Cup on pure cocaine.
The Cards have the next most World Series titles at 11. Yankees 27.
Crazy, right?
11. That's a
Now-
huge separation.
How long have the Cards been in operation?
Well, their first title was in 1926,
Oh, so they've been around for a while.
and the Yankees was in 1923.
Yeah.
So
Nobody's
it's
got
not
the
like
money.
it's not the
Nobody's
original
got the
4
money,
type thing.
though.
Great. So now we've established.
Yeah,
you can
the
buy
Mets
it.
have more.
So you can
the
buy
Yankees have been spending a lot
championships.
more, and the
What else
Dodgers
can we
have been
talk
spending
about?
more than the Yankees. So
Oakland, though.
the low budget Yankees of this Final Four, them and the Guardians are these low budget teams, and they're going to try to show that you don't need the money.
Oh,
You don't need all the money to win.
Oh my God.
We're going to
How
show
much does Soto make a year?
He's not yet. He doesn't make that big contract yet.
You need
He's not.
to be-
He doesn't
you
have the
need to have
Otani
your
money.
Yankees glasses on.
He
when
doesn't
you're
have the
saying all
Otani
this,
money
yeah.
yet, and then Soto's going to go to the Mets for more money because the Yankees won't pay it.
Yeah.
Because the Yankees don't have all.
boy.
They're not going to just spend all the money in the world. That's the Mets and the Dodgers.
Do you remember
Is
CC
this the
Sabathia?
beginning of a dynasty in your mind, or
For the Yankees?
Yeah.
No, this is the end.
The end. Okay.
If they don't win this year, I don't know when they would win. This is like the easiest path for the Yankees, or like the easiest of paths they've had in a long time. And I feel like they're going to lose Soto this year. He's going to go to the Mets. They're going to spend a lot of money. And I don't know when the Yankees would get back there. Now, baseball payroll. I want to see where the teams are actually, though. Because I want to say we probably are seeing 3 of the top at least 5 teams.
You were
for
getting
sure.
lit up on the nasty chat.
Good.
I don't care.
Are you?
Light them up.
I guess I need
I
to
don't
get
care.
on the nasty chat. Where's the best?
What, the Dodge? Oh, is it because of the deferred? Dodgers have the 5th highest
All right.
payroll in baseball this year, but that I think maybe because of the Otani deferral. That must bump them down, I'm guessing. The Yankees are number 2 then. Mets are 1. Where are the
What you're saying
Guardians?
is basically you can buy championships.
Where are the Guardians on here? Wow, Cleveland is the 23rd Highest payroll in baseball. Good for them.
Yeah.
Credit to them for that.
What about the Tigers?
Well, they're out, but they were 26th.
Wow.
The Jays were 9th. But yeah, that Dodgers must be because of the Ohtani with the deferral. So otherwise, they would be number 1.
I didn't realize how popular you were until I got on a nasty chat here. Stay off the booze.
It's all caps. Why did the nasty chat go all caps all of a sudden here?
I'm fine. Come at the Yankees all you want.
I knew you were popular. But
Come at the Yankees.
funny.
Come at the Yankees all you want. I don't care.
Matthew Iwanyk.
27 titles. Haven't won since 09, which is a ridiculous drought.
It's crazy, right?
It's
Yeah,
it's
it is
way
crazy.
too long.
Yeah.
So that needs to end. This low budget team, got to go get it done. Got to go get it done. And the world will be a better place when the
So I'm
Yankees
sure,
are title
like,
champs.
Everybody out there in Edmonton sports talk world knows, but how'd you become a Yankees fan?
Actually, that is where I was a front runner. As a kid, when I was like 8 or 9, any team I cheer for I was like 8 or 9, and they all won a title in that in that range. So it was the Ravens in 01.
The Iwanyk effect.
January of 01. Yankees won a bunch. I don't need to talk about the late 90s and the 2000s. Lakers had their three-peat 2000, 2001, 2002. Duke won in 01. Hurricanes won in 01. Got screwed in 02. Manchester United was 99. Am I missing anyone? Born in this city, so it was Eskimos, Oilers in this town,
Yeah.
so those two. And I've stuck with those teams ever since. So it's been over 20 years. Like, I've never ditched
Right
them.
on.
A lot of the teams, like...
Have you ever been, you've mentioned Manchester United. Have you been
No.
to Old Trafalgar?
I've not gone to Old Trafford.
Old Trafford.
Old Trafford.
Trafalgar.
It's and I need to go soon because they are talking about building new stadiums.
So it is.
Yeah.
It
Oh, wow.
is.
Yes.
and
Have you
for-
gone?
Yeah, I've
Oh,
been.
jeez.
So for anybody who's anybody who's a football soccer fan, like, go check it out. Like, it is. There's certain things I think in sport that are like, you know, you got to make a pilgrimage to. Old Trafford's one of them, right? And it's like, you know, Manchester itself is you know, the FA Cup. Museum is there. There's lots of different things to do, but they take you in. So you would think, you've seen the Oilers dressing room,
Yep.
or any dressing room from an NHL team. It's posh, like, it is beautiful. Everything about it is just gorgeous, and that's what I expected at the time I went to Old Trafford. Man U was we had the highest net worth of any team in professional sport. I don't know if they still do, but anyway, I expected this posh dressing room. It was just a bench around and two like Coca-Cola fridges in the corners. That was it. I sat where Beckham used to sit, and there's nothing there. And so they take you on the tour, they go through the dressing room, and then they take you into the entrance area. And they put on fan noise up above you, and they line you up like your two teams. And you just get this chill, like, that goes through your whole body, and you run out, but you're not allowed on the field. You are not, like, it is.
No.
Yeah.
Those grounds crew would get pissed,
Don't
I would
touch
assume.
the pitch, but you get to go walk around, and the pitch is elevated just a little bit, and it's gorgeous. Like, it's like Field of Dreams.
Like every
like, absolutely amazing. There's
every blade of grass.
Every blade of grass is of perfect height. In fact, I thought they had this thing out on the field. I thought it was irrigation. It's not. It's solar light or photo. I don't know the word for it. This is not a science class, but
Photosynthesis sounds right.
That's what came to my mind too. Like,
But if there's a blade of grass,
It sounds right. It makes you sound intelligent. Oh yeah, photosynthesis.
I'm in the electrical industry. That's wrong.
That's wrong. Yeah. Every blade of grass, if there's a blade of grass that's not growing properly, that goes over there, gives it a little bit of light, boom, and it's up. And it's outstanding. Anyway, you got to go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That-
Here's another cool.
Go to any
photogenic,
soccer.
by the way.
Is it photogenic grass?
I don't know. Here's one.
Photosynthesis, photogenic
Here's
machine.
one
Just combine
interesting
all them
thing.
together.
Yeah.
They have the facilities there to have their own police force for each game, and actual
Oh, yeah?
like jail cells there.
Wow.
Well, like holding cells. Like
Holding, yeah.
Well, actually, most arenas do have holding cells.
Yeah.
Little.
This is like pretty serious stuff.
Rexall had theirs. Anyone that remembers Rexall, there was that one broadcast booth where like Reed would do his post game shows from.
Yeah.
It was down that hallway actually. It was just up as you go up the stairs. It was right there, I believe. Was the holding cell if you needed to go.
All of Reed's friends.
That's where. Speaking of Reed, he did jump in the nasty chat saying, "Hey Matt, wondering how many the Yankees have won since MLB expanded in the late '60s. MLB expansion started in 1961. I looked that up quickly, and since MLB expansion started in 1961, they've won 9 times.
Yeah, jeez.
So they still have won a ridiculous amount of times. Because, as I said, the highest after the Yankees, how many did I say the Cards had? Did they have, it wasn't 11. The Cardinals had, 11. And they won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before 1960. So that would put them in a tie with the Athletics at 9, but they won before the 60s, with Boston at 9, but they've won before the 60s, so the Yankees would still be the number 1 team. Boom.
Oh, there, boom.
Boom. Just, it's a boom. That's a,
He dropped the mic, but the budget here is a little bit lower.
The budget's not up there like once it was with George, and they penny pinch a little bit more than they used to. So the scrappy Yankees are trying to get back to the World Series and win it.
Is this a good time to bring up that it's artificial turf there?
Where? Old Trafford?
Yeah.
No chances it's artificial turf.
Okay. I think it's...
It might be now. I don't think it always was.
Maybe Google's wrong, but
yeah, it might be now.
I would be stunned if they did full artificial turf. It might be like a training facility.
Yeah, I think it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's a Deso hybrid. They're basically 20 million pieces of stitched like nylon material, 27 centimeters deep.
All I can tell you is
the stitching makes up 3% of the pitch.
It was perfect.
3%? Oh, that's on the side.
Oh, is it?
Because it's like from the pictures of Old Trafford, they've seen the videos. Like it's elevated almost. It comes up.
It comes up. Yeah.
So on that up part, I believe is the artificial turf. Because you could tell it looks different.
I wasn't allowed to touch it.
Did you at least try?
No, I didn't. Go running.
Years ago, my family were doing a trip.
Yeah, that's right.
Years ago, my family did a trip. We were driving across Canada, U.S., and we were in Ann Arbor, so we stopped at Michigan Stadium.
Nice.
And the gates were just open. So we walked. There was no one there. We walked right down to the turf, and I ripped a piece of the turf. Because little Matt thought I could keep it. I couldn't keep it, but I ripped we just got onto the turf and we just ripped a piece of their natural grass at Michigan Stadium. So I don't think I would be allowed. I don't think I'd ever get that close again.
Have they won a title since?
They won this past year.
Yeah.
Took them a while.
Curse.
Took them a while.
Yeah.
But they just Jim Harbaugh. That's what sent Jim Harbaugh away.
Oh yeah.
Do you think Reed Wilkins tuned in just because you're his favorite cyborg from a barge in the Atlantic Ocean?
Yeah. The OilersLive. OilersLive. That's right.
So just to catch, Reed did our show before he was here, and he was making fun of Michael that it was like 4 a.m. in Halifax, and then he was doing a podcast, and he must be some sort of fan cyborg from the Atlantic that lives in a barge in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, when you guys go on at noon, like it's midnight now in Halifax.
Yeah.
And so, like anytime I do a show, if it starts here at 9, it's midnight. It legit is midnight in Halifax.
Well, think about the start times. I feel bad for you. Do you watch the whole game though?
Well, no. You know what? This is great. Like I've got family, and so everybody's asleep, and I can just watch hockey.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's. I at first I was
guilt-free,
a little
right?
bit worried. Yeah, right. Like if nobody's bugging you at 11.
Well, I usually am. But.
Well, maybe Dash might bug me, but no, it's good. The only downside is at one point we were doing some post game shows, and that's a little bit too late.
Of course.
Yeah. Then we're going into overtime like 3-4 in the morning, but it was. That game the other night was it was 2:00 and it was still on. Still going strong.
Mountain time zone's the best for North American sports. The time zone we're in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
It's
if you want
to watch everything in North America. To watch anything and everything that you want. There's nothing better. Like the earliest games start at 5:00.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that is a perfect time.
He's at 5:30 today, I believe. Yeah.
Well, that's but like if it's in Vancouver, that's a 4 o'clock. Then that extra hour is a little bit like, okay, well, if you're the 9 to 5 job, you just have to get home. You're gonna miss some of that stuff. Games that are starting out east, that's 7 there, 5 here, whatever. It's 7. Like I don't know. The Mountain Time Zone. We're fortunate. Us, Calgary, Denver, Utah. I think Utah's Mountain.
Utah is
I think so. Because I think they're now. I have to get used to that.
Nevada is on Pacific.
Arizona is like Saskatchewan. They don't move.
Yeah.
So sometimes they join us and sometimes they're away from us.
That's right, yeah.
So
now, I mean, and this is the complaint as being an Oilers fan or an Edmonton sports fan is Eastern media. Like there's not a lot of them that I don't believe they stay up at night and watch the games.
They don't. They say they
it
don't.
depends. Yeah. It depends who you're discussing.
Yeah. Like I don't.
If
think
we're talking
Friedman
about
sleeps.
no, he's watching.
But like, is John Shannon really up until 1 a.m. watching Oilers games?
I believe he is.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. When you talk about the voters, like we talk about Hart Trophy voters and stuff, which is just spread across the entire PW professional PHWA. Yeah. And I think it's relatively balanced per market, but there's more markets out east than there is out west. Yeah. And I guarantee the majority of those eastern voters aren't staying up to watch Colorado or Edmonton or LA or any of those
Just read
teams.
some of their articles.
So for those ones, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
There are, I think, some of the top analysts, like. I think the TSN guys, some of those guys, the Sportsnet guys, they're staying up and they're watching.
That's your job, though. That's your job. Stay up and watch the game, or don't make an opinion.
It's a tough life, right?
Yeah, or don't be an analyst. Get something else. That pisses me off. Like even like coming on the Hangout now, I've always been engaged in sports, but now I know hence like the Alex and stuff, right? I just feel like it's kind of. I need to skim over. I need to watch. I need to be engaged. You need to know because that's your fan base and they love sports. So don't come on like EST and tell me that you went to bed and you didn't catch a game. Like if you're catching games till 2 a.m., come on, like be a real sports fan.
Yeah, and I watch. Obviously, I watch every game. Maybe it's not so obvious. We haven't talked hockey yet. But,
we're getting into it though.
But I will tell you this. Being out in Atlantic Canada, and people ask all the time, like an 0-3 start for me is awful because everybody knows I'm an Oilers fan, right?
They're rubbing it in.
Yeah.
So they bring it up, but they bring it up from this perspective that they've never watched. They get their news from TSN or from Sportsnet.
So it's like hearing from Flames fans in Calgary.
Or just what they believe, or what they have seen, which they haven't watched in 5 years. It's like whenever you'd have some people would always talk about, well, Dreisaitl's only good because he's with McDavid. And I was like, well, have you been watching the games? He's been playing the last 5 games on his own line. But they always they latch on to the one thing that they saw 5 years ago, and that's who they are now.
Oh, we're talking about Canucks fans.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What is the majority of Halifax? Like, what would you?
Surprisingly, there's a lot of Oilers fans, and that's not surprising.
Well, Cape Breton Oilers.
They were
the Toronto fans, aren't they?
The minor league team was in
Cape Breton
in Halifax, and then moved to.
Was it initially in Halifax?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
They were the Nova Scotia Oilers in Halifax, and then they moved to Cape Breton, became the Cape Breton Oilers. I have a Cape Breton Oilers cap. I should have worn it. And they won the Calder Cup. The AHL Cup in Cape Breton, so they're quite popular. If you go out that way, talk to the Capers, they're all big Oilers fans, a lot of them. Guys like Bookberger played out there, DeBrusque played there. Fear was listed on the as must have been like just sat there one game for a rehab stint or something.
Oh, maybe. Sent down on paper.
Gager played there, didn't he?
Gager played there, I think, in Cape Breton.
Yeah, I did. And so anyway,
but 54 games in 1 year, 21 the next.
So there's Oilers fans from those days. In fact, I'm a season ticket holder for the Mooseheads, and I never go to a Mooseheads game, and I always see an Oilers jersey or hat or something. So there's lots of Oilers fans. But primarily it's you got Leafs fans
Told
everywhere.
you.
Leafs fans.
I knew it.
And then Habs fans. And
Well,
then there's
Habs
and
would
then
make a little more.
Bruins fans.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a big Bruins or Boston Halifax connection that goes all the way back to the Halifax explosion, and so there is an affinity to Boston, and that just sort of goes across the whole state.
So it's a mixing pot.
Yeah, it is a mixing pot, but I don't see. Like, it's a rarity to ever see a Flames jersey, which, I mean, you could
That
walk
is
around
actually-
Calgary, too. If they're not winning, you won't
Yeah.
see one there. Anyway, I saw a Canucks jersey the other day, and I thought that was huge. Like, you never see Canucks.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I saw somebody wearing one downtown Edmonton a couple days ago. Or was it yesterday?
It's dangerous.
Well,
I just didn't know why they were
choking
wearing it
hazard.
just outside. I was just like, they're not in town or
were
anything.
they
Well,
playing though? Were they playing?
no, it's just this weekend.
Yeah, but
Oh, I
were
see
the
what you're
Canucks
saying.
playing that day?
This is like,
You have to realize a lot of people from Ontario and BC have moved into our province. And we're going to see some
Yeah, Alberta's
trashy
calling.
jerseys. Which brings me to I had a question. It was kind of related to that. But Canucks were probably playing that day, which is why that guy was probably wearing it.
that's a fair point.
Yeah, I mean,
What's
they're out
your
there.
What's your
They're out
question?
there.
Okay.
I threw her off. Sorry.
So
Actually, before you get to the question, I just want. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. EST
okay.
Flyaway keyword. I didn't mention this earlier. EST Flyaway keyword presented by the 780. Coming up just after 10 o'clock here on the Hangout. Just wanted to get that.
I want to say the word.
No. Just
Yeah, sure.
don't ask that question yet.
Okay.
Okay, now
It's
what's
okay.
your
There's
question?
only one question I had in my notes today, so I can say it whenever. But
So you're not prepped.
I was away for a week. I was away.
Did you just go off that you have to be prepped for these shows? And I only got one question.
Okay, bye,
Don't worry.
Joelle.
That's one more question than I have prepped.
1 second. So, Joelle, you are a fan. It's good that you try
There's
your
four
best
of
to
us
stay.
and we have
You're
one
getting
question
paid for
prepped.
it.
Great, go with it.
If you're getting paid to watch hockey, then watch the good G-damn game. Now I lost my train of
You had one question.
How many GDAMs are you allowed in a week? I know you've restricted yourself to one S word. Is this?
Did you write down
I'm
the?
working on it. I do swear a lot.
Did you write down the question?
Yes.
Okay, so
Wait.
You don't have to remember it
I've
then.
been gone. Okay.
what's the one? You just said I lost my train of thought. What's the one question?
Okay, here's the question. I was gonna get into it, but I'll just forget it. By the way, I also went to Vancouver, and I just flew back from Vancouver too. So I was in Calgary, Vancouver, and now tomorrow night, I'm taking a red eye to Marielle. So this is my question to you guys.
PJ.
Does the travel have anything to do with
Yes,
this question?
it does.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to Montreal. That's what I'm trying to say.
Is Montreal or Montreal?
Marielle. Think of Marielle. Okay. Okay.
Wait,
Well, they
what?
always say that, don't
You
they?
know what? Time's going to be up, and you're going to ask the question, and all of a sudden.
I always do this.
Yeah.
What do you
Fine,
do
okay.
first thing in the morning? Like, what's your regimen?
Will's changing in my office right now. He just sent me a picture of him topless.
Oh, no.
Since you're nude.
Oh, it's the smile. That's really awkward.
Okay.
Question.
Question. So
We'll get there.
let me give you a quick background.
Okay.
So I'm going
there.
I'm going to Montreal with like 18 people, all right? They're all family, spouses, et cetera, et cetera. So they made a plan that one day all the guys are going to go watch LA Kings and the Habs. Yeah. And then all the girls are going to go to a supper club, get dressed up and, get bottle service, whatever.
And you want to go to
Well,
the game?
Lars is saying your mic need to move it closer. You sound hollow. Yeah. The one thing I'd say, if you're going to put it lower, at the very least, just spin it so this part is facing upwards. Like spin this so it's closer to like the other way. That way.
Okay.
As long as that's pacing a little towards your mouth, you'll be better.
This is better? Mic check.
We'll have to wait and see. So now you can continue.
Okay, so that's a little bit of the background. So there's guys are going out, girls are going. So one of the guys is probably not going anymore, and these guys paid like 200 something bucks for their tickets.
Yeah.
Right. So now all of a sudden the guys are like, "It's okay, Jasmine can come with us, because I like sports." And I'm like, "How dare you? How dare you? I could give a rat's ass about this matchup for starters. I'm not going because one guy dipped. That's so unfair." So my dilemma is, would you still go? It's a free ticket. They're all like, "No, we just want someone to fill that seat." They're all gonna get my ticket. It was also a buffet. No alcohol though.
Kind of like the Sportsnet section in Edmonton.
I
It's all
guess so.
full
Yeah,
buffet.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a two-parter.
Okay.
Would you still go with all the girls and how the way you?
So they're
planned
going to
it?
go party and get bottle service. Mm-hmm. The boys are going to
Watch two teams that I do.
What are the
care
teams
about.
again?
It's
Habs and Kings.
Habs are playing the Kings.
Okay. So your question is, where would you go?
Yeah. Would you guys go? What's your
Part
so?
A.
Would you guys go with your
pretty-
guys? Let's just say it's 2 groups of guys.
Or you're
now.
talking to 3 guys.
Yeah,
It's a little
so
tougher.
Rather than the women, because you guys are not going to relate to women, but yeah, would you guys go with all your guys, wherever you had like, this bar night planned, and or would you go with a bunch of women? Okay, let's flip it. With a bunch of women to watch the Habs and the LA Kings.
I would never have a night at the bar planned with bottle service and a bunch of. So it's a pretty easy one for me. But
I would go bottle service and night out with the girls.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Because you're in Montreal.
and he's single.
Oh, no. But like I'm saying, but no, I'm speaking from a perspective of Jasmine too. Is that this is what you've gone for the trip for? Don't just change that. You could have went. You could have initially went to the hockey game, but you chose not to.
If I was you,
So you wanted to
I
go
would
to
go with the
them.
girls.
They
I would
didn't
stick with the
include
girls.
Me, hey,
100%.
that's another thing. I was gonna hurt.
The girls would be pissed.
The boys didn't include me, and I'm like, well, I should be the number 1 person to go. I know more sports than half of you.
So why would you go with the people that didn't want you in the first place versus
Thank
going
you.
with the people that
Thank
might be upset that you're not there?
Frank,
So is the question,
Where
what
would you?
would we do, or
Yeah.
what would you do?
No, what would
Because
you guys
probably
do?
should go on the bottle service. They're right
Thank
there.
Yeah,
you.
that's what I'm
But-
going with.
But what I would do is go to the game.
Okay.
Yeah, likewise.
I mean, I would.
Okay.
There's no way I would. If I'm, in fact, I mean, that's why I was at Old Trafford. Wherever I am, I'm at a sporting event.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I've been to
That's
Yankee.
fair.
If go to New York, I go to Yankee
But
Stadium.
2 teams that you don't
Yeah.
really
Have you
care
ever
about.
been
I don't
to the
care.
Bell Center
I know
watching
where.
Habs?
Yes. Well, I didn't watch the Habs there, but I saw Adele there.
You saw Adele?
never-
Yeah, I told you this.
I forgot. That's lucky.
Yeah. One of the best
That
concerts
changes
I've
a little bit
Yeah.
I've
because
been
you've
to
never
Bell
seen the
Center.
Habs.
Yeah, I haven't actually never watched the Habs even in Edmonton because the tickets are
Yeah,
too expensive.
I would. That's why I would.
Montreal.
I would,
But you get a
I don't
free
need
ticket.
to care about.
That's the
team.
one thing.
And like LA's not necessarily a good team either. You know what I mean? Like if we were watching some,
Do you know what you do?
But they're a rivalry.
How far is the bar from the Bell Center?
it's actually not far.
So you go to the first period of the game.
Okay.
You
Tell
go
them you're
watch
going to
the
the
beginning of the.
bathroom.
You watch the beginning of the game because they're paying for this.
Yep.
Get a couple. Get them pay for a drink or two
As
as
they
well.
should.
Absolutely, they've already paid for the ticket. Watch the start of the game. Watch them come out. Enjoy that first period, and then you dip to the bathroom and then go to the bar.
Okay.
Smoke
Do
bomb.
both.
Dates? Okay. So
Boom.
That was my part
You've
two
got
question.
both done.
Sounds like Maddie's last date here.
No, but it's perfect. Best of both worlds. You get to see the Habs at the Bell Center for free, but then you get to go do what you really want to do.
Okay, thank you for this because it's going into my part 2 question. So the guys are like, just leave third period, blah 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 blah.
Leave
blah.
after one.
Okay, but here's the thing though. Okay, it's actually a 3-part question because
Wow.
I was like, can I wear
Soon
my...
this is going to be the show.
the Oilers
yeah.
are playing Nashville that day, okay?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I want to wear my Oilers jersey. And they're all Canucks guys, right? They're like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm like, I'm going to wear my... Is that wrong? The etiquette?
Yes.
Yes.
To
I
go
can't-
to no,
At
I
a
wouldn't
to
go.
Habs
Okay, wait,
Kings
wait, wait,
game.
whoa, 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 whoa.
No,
Wear my Oilers jersey?
I wearing the
Is it?
wrong team, wearing a jersey of a team that's not playing in the game.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the
But
same
they're playing,
sport.
They're playing that day?
You can watch if you're watching the game.
I'm
Sure.
going to be watching on my phone.
I think that applies only to league level, though.
No.
Like,
I'm with
if
Maddie.
you're in an
Full
NHL
paw.
game, you don't wear an Oilers jersey to a Habs game, unless if the Oilers are playing.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
But if it was the Q and you were at the Ramparts game and you wear an Oilers jersey, that's hockey related.
Okay.
Okay,
You know,
I would
but-
never wear an Oilers jersey to a Habs game, but I would consider it if I was sitting with 15 Canucks fans.
Yeah.
That's
I
where
bet-
I'm considering it.
But if you go to the bar, then you're stuck in an Oilers jersey.
Okay, so that
There's
was
that
part
too,
3. So
Yeah,
then
that's
I'm
why you don't wear the
these
jersey.
girls are wearing they're decked
Yes,
to the nines.
you
There's
deck-
a dress code, high
Yes.
heels. So I'm like, what am I gonna do?
You dress like that to the hockey game. You only
Yep.
stay there for a period. You head to the bar with the
Yeah.
girls.
Wait, at the leisure? Like I gotta
Uber.
go back to the hotel. I'm gonna be
No,
like,
what
in
do you-
limbo here.
Why are you going back to the hotel?
Because I can't. I got changed.
You-
Remember wear sexy outfit to the game?
Yes. Have you ever gone to like a basketball game or something? That's what people do.
And honestly, like,
Absolutely.
go
It's
to a
just-
hockey game
wait.
in
My feet are gonna be
California.
killing
What-
me.
And that's all. Like,
Yeah.
literally.
You wear that
What-
outfit you're going to wear in Montreal and LA, you'd be the worst dressed person in that
That's
arena.
hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I will then. I don't
Absolutely.
know.
Hey, you asked us. That's your
Okay,
advice.
so what day is the game? Is it a Saturday? Or,
Thursday.
Yeah, it's
Where's
up to the
Saturn's
nines.
moon in relation to...
No, because I was getting, like, if it's a Saturday, it's definitely or Friday or Saturday. It's a
Yeah.
lot easier to be decked to the nines
Exactly.
going to a hockey game. But Thursday, that's fine.
I still
Here's-
think in Montreal you're going to find there will be a lot of fans. I've been there to watch a game, and people would be dressed.
Dress to the nines, 100%.
Yeah.
What else do you do? You go to the game, you stay for a period, you bolt to the bar.
Okay, I'm gonna do it, guys. My feet are gonna be killing me, but I'm gonna do it.
Now, here's the biggest
You don't have to
challenge.
run in your high heels.
I'm gonna look
If any of your
hilarious.
friends are watching,
Oh, they're watching.
the Hangout,
Yeah.
They're watching.
they know where you're going at the end of the first period.
Yeah,
Right? They know what's happening.
honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. Actually, you did help me a lot. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do both.
Yeah, why not? Because you haven't been to a Habs game.
No, I haven't.
That'd be the thing. So,
I've seen LA play many times.
you know, it's not about that. It's
Yeah.
the experience of being in Montreal, though.
Mm-hmm.
As
Yeah,
you're
that
saying,
atmosphere.
it's one of those.
You got to
It's a
go
place you gotta go.
wherever you go.
Yeah.
You got
Fan
to
base, right? Have
like there are things that and you know, we're talking about Old Trafford maybe going away, right? Like you get a chance to see some of these stadiums, venues, whatever before they're gone. Like I was the old Atlanta Stadium for the Braves. What was the
Turner Field?
Turner Field. Yeah, I went to Turner Field, and there's something about going to some of these old places. Like you got to go through this underground, shady mall of a place, take a bus, like a shuttle bus from one spot to another to get to Turner Field, and it's not, you know, they don't play there anymore. But like if I've met some people from Atlanta and they talk about that, like that's just part of that. Like getting off of the LRT and seeing Sun Ice Guy hawking tickets at the Oilers game. You don't get that anymore, right? Like, and so, you know, you don't know when these things change. So when you're, you know, wherever you are, if you're a sports fan, go and check it out.
Credit to Montreal because that's not their original barn, right?
And that's not their
They've
original
turned
place.
the Bell Center into this venerable place that you want to go see a game again.
Yeah.
So, but that's just Montreal, I guess. It's just how they do things. But yeah, we're slowly losing all those great spots. And baseball, is it the two? Is it Fenway and Wrigley? Is that all that's really left of like the top end parks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Dodger Stadium. You could throw that one a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess you could throw that one in there.
I toured Dodger Stadium. You can't touch the grass there either.
Yeah.
Oh, Fergie, go away.
What? I gotta check the chat.
Fashion faux pas in the studio. Take your hats off indoors, gentlemen, especially with a lady present.
Oh, jeez.
Go away,
I
Fergie.
don't mind the hat.
I love you, Fergie,
You-
but not a
They're
not a
outfits.
chance.
That's how things are
The
nowadays.
question is, where's your hat?
Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Okay, don't even get this.
It's hanging on our trophy out there.
That was that the one?
No.
Yeah.
Maddie's getting me a hat in the next batch
Oh, right on.
with
So Tristan
product
thinks.
guys.
He promised me one too.
She's
so.
been making this up for
I've
like
been
months.
I've
No one
been
has told me
a
since.
friend of Edmonton Sports Talk for
She
almost
she
a
thinks
year
she
now.
gets. She's making up.
More
She's
than-
made up a story about how she's getting a free hat.
Gosh, there's been like 3 or 4 people that have.
No one has told me
it.
this. They've told you said 3 or 4 people have told you
You
this.
scare them.
I don't know how I scare
I'm
anyone.
supposed to be the scary one, not you.
No one is scared of me.
I'm more scared of Jasmine.
Yeah, no one is scared of me.
Yeah, I've been called crazy before by Gage.
Speaking of apparel,
Watch it.
the 780, right? Yeah, that's sponsor here. That's good get. I
EST,
love,
flyweight
big fan
air.
of the 780 sports
Yeah.
stuff, and all their shirts, of course, have been pretty epic over Oilers time. Yeah, I have a couple of. I have that Just a Kid from Edmonton shirt that I wear around proudly in Halifax.
Great shirt.
And everybody points at me. Hey, that's the guy.
5 locations
That's the guy.
in Edmonton. Maybe one day you could buy a hat.
Maybe.
I'll tackle you so bad.
No one is. You
Fly
say
right
all
now?
these people
One
have
day
told
you
you
can
they've
buy a
heard
hat.
it, and not a single
One
one of
day
those
you
people
can
have come
buy
and
a
told
hat.
me this.
The freaking principal.
That you've made up a story.
I never made up a story. It was in the deal. The Nasty Bash, I said, throw in a hat when they wanted me to come on the hangout as a reg. And I said, throw in a hat, Maddie. And he's like, yeah, fine, whatever.
Was it?
And no one has been able to. I don't remember
is it
this. And,
recorded?
It's not recorded. It was.
but she says multiple people are telling her that it was true that they were there, but they have. I've said let them. I want to hear from them.
Maybe it's a hint.
And no
Maybe
one
he's
has come
like,
out to me.
Part of the
Hold on.
deal
Not
is you
a
get a hat, and
not
the
a
hat's not here yet.
Single one of those people have come to me.
I guess the question that I
think
want
he's
to
just
know
being
is just how much
jerk.
are these hats?
You know what?
Well, I'm just sold out.
They are sold out. But you know what, Michael? I also said that I wanted to get a crew net. I'm gonna buy all this gear when it comes out. I'm excited. So it's not about buying the hat.
Oh,
it's
okay.
about the deal. I'm a
There was
I'm a
no
woman
deal.
of my word. I'll
Contracts.
tell you one thing. My word is my everything.
Contract.
And it's just like Maddie.
Yeah, I
you
got to
slide
get a
on me.
contract.
I have no recollection of this conversation.
There we go.
And you say multiple people heard it, and those people haven't come to me. Paulie's not told me. Why hasn't Paulie text me?
Oh yeah, Polly's one of them.
Yeah, VR wasn't there.
Justice for Jasmine is now trending.
These people are all just making that up. VR wasn't part of that.
You know what? I could have been repping or Edmonton Sports Talk at the Habs game.
Right,
you know what I'm
that
saying?
is a good.
You
point.
weren't possibly going to the Habs game. We didn't find out you were going to the Habs game until now.
Going now, thanks you guys.
Would you like me to get you a sticker? You can put it on your dress.
Speaking
EST
of
branded heels.
Oh my God.
Speaking of repping, I should do a little shout out to my family who lives here. Of course, I'm from here, born here, but I went and saw my cousins for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
by the way, to
Thanksgiving.
everybody. And yeah, my cousin Aiden and cousin Craig, they're big fans of Edmonton Sports Talk, as they should be, right? So they're I think they're listening in today, or maybe this was the one episode they decided not to. I had enough. Of
We
me
heard
last
enough
night.
this weekend.
Yeah.
They know you're on
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah, but we didn't. And that's the funny thing, right? It's Thanksgiving. Oilers are down 0-3. We didn't talk any hockey. It's like this. It's gloom and doom, right? And nobody knows what to say. You walk around and everybody's got an opinion, but at the same time, it's like this is a sad time in Oilers land right now. I was hoping I was here last week and I come back this week, and I was hoping to be in Edmonton, start of the season, talking about a 3-0 team and having some fun and. Yeah.
You know what? It would be nice to be 3-0, but we're so used to this feeling that it's I'm just okay, well, they're just rusty right now. They're gonna get better. But it would be nice for once to be they're doing amazing. Here we go. It's that feeling is such a rare thing to feel.
Yeah, they don't like living up to the pressure. They don't like living up to the accolades. They like their backs pushed up against the wall. I have zero concern still of this team.
Me too.
I said it. To me, this is an 82-game preseason for the playoffs. They'll be there. They'll get there. We'll be talking about them in the playoffs. If people want to panic right now, they can panic right now.
But
I'm not worried.
Here's one thing. On the ride down here,
You're not worried, but you're
we
not
talked
even really
about
a
this.
fan.
Yeah.
That's true, but it's
What would you
I've
worry
seen this-
about if you're not really a fan of
He
the
is a
Oilers?
fan.
it's of them making the playoffs. I wouldn't
think
be.
they're going to make the playoffs.
They're
I
going to
don't-
be there.
I don't-
So
right now, I don't. Think
I
they're
will
going back to
judge the
finals.
team. Well, but this team that they are right now isn't going to be the team that they are in the playoffs. There will be moves prior to the playoffs.
Well, that's true, but
There's-
they have to make it to the playoffs for those moves to make sense.
And I'm not worried one bit that they'll
Yeah.
miss the postseason. Maybe they won't win the division. Maybe they won't win
Not
the
even
conference.
slightly.
No.
No.
This just is not a team that'll ever win the President's Trophy.
No.
It's just not a team that'll probably ever win the division. They're too. Like
And
you
that,
said, the
and
backs
that
always have
doesn't
be
matter
up
to me.
against the wall before
really.
they try.
That doesn't matter.
No,
You're
I-
right.
The
It
only
doesn't
thing
matter.
that matters, I think, to people this year with the whole getting the Western Conference of the division was there will be the argument that the reason the Cup wasn't won by the Oilers last year in the end was they didn't have home ice for Game 7.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
don't.
to try to get it for the whole playoffs, that's the big push. Beyond that, though, to me, that they're a team that's going to make the playoffs. I still fully believe that, and
But are they going to challenge? And that's the
again,
goal.
they'll have 2 new defenders come playoff time. They'll have Evander Kane come playoff time. They'll have a bunch there's going to be, to me, 4 to 5 different moves that will happen between now and the start of playoff game 1.
What 2 new
And
defenders
that's-
are we going to pull out of teams that have defenders ready to shake loose, that are top 2 defensemen that are going to come in and make a Pronger-like difference on this team?
Well, you don't need the Pronger-like difference, but no one saw Matthias Ekholm. There was, if that entire year leading up to prior to the Matthias Ekholm trade, prior to the announcement that
But that
Matthias
doesn't
Ekholm was an
happen every
Edmonton.
year, though.
No, but
it doesn't happen
you
every
could
year.
go and find defensemen. You could go make those moves. You could bring people in, and it's not. You don't need a number 1 or a number 2 defenseman for the Edmonton Oilers. You've got those. You've got Ekholm. You've got Bouchard. You need proper 3-4 defensemen, which that would be the biggest. If there was anything I'm concerned about for the Oilers right now, it's Darnell Nurse, and it's the conversation around Nurse of. The Oilers put him in a position to not succeed because they didn't give him a proper pairing, a guy to play. No, Darnell Nurse is good enough that he should be, or supposed to be good enough, he should be bringing anyone along. It shouldn't be about who's with him. It's who are you putting next to him to elevate because he's going to elevate them? That would be the only concern I have.
But you
could go
for
find
that.
Yes, you could go find
for that, but I don't.
You could go find a
think that's
3-4
the player we
defenseman.
have anymore.
I don't think a
don't
3-4 defenseman is going to be the difference in winning a Stanley Cup, man.
2 more 3-4 defensemen.
No.
The second pairing defenseman.
Here's the thing.
That solidifies your goaltending. Defensively, you're good.
Been a slow starter. How long has this leadership group needed to be kicked in the balls before they actually do something? They start every season, well, not every season slow. They start most seasons slow. They start every game slow. Full stop. Like, it's not an excuse anymore. It's not a coincidence anymore. Not even close to a coincidence. There's something wrong with this core leadership group that they need this slap in the face every time. Mm-hmm. And the scariest thing about this year is now they look slow too. They haven't just started slow, they look slow. Rashog spit out some stats. I don't know if you guys were listening to Got Your Back. Shout out Shoggy. He looked at some of the stats, like the speed stats that, from the jerseys that, they can see. And so last year he had mentioned that the Oilers in total team speed bursts, players that approached 22 to 24 miles an hour, they're in the 96th percentile. Players that reached 20 to 22 miles an hour were in this 96th percentile. 18 to 22 miles an hour in the kilometers an hour, whatever, miles an hour, I think.
Miles per hour.
Yeah. We're in the 96th percentile. This year, Oilers players that can reach the speed of 22 to 24, 70th percentile. 20 to 22, 53rd percentile. 18 to 20 miles per hour, less than 50th percentile. We are slow. If you were any slower, we'd have to water us twice a week.
Yeah, I mean, so I know what
is not going to be fixed
Rashog's
by
getting at.
Pairing defensemen.
I know what Rashog's getting at. We're 3 games in, though. I'm somewhere in between here. Like I agree with you, Maddie. Like, we're not at a point where we need to panic, but this team, right, is they're not good enough. And to Dash's point, like, who can we get? Right, like there's Ekholm's not around every year, nope. Right? There's not Ekholm's around. Money is an issue, right? I think it's $4.8 million we'll have available at the cap. Think about like the players that will be available, right? Maybe Makar will be available if the Avalanche keep going down this path. But I mean, you like.
Well, can I 2 stats I'll throw out right now? If I just try doing the math here.
Oh, boy.
Well, but Leon Draisaitl's on pace for 27 points this season. Connor McDavid's on pace for 55 points this year.
Which is ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's not staying at that race.
Matthews is on pace for no goals.
Yeah, so Leon at 27, he's going to be a 100-point player. So you're missing out on how many points per game right now by Leon. Connor, same thing. Like, it's only 2 points through 3 games. Once those guys start producing a little bit higher, right there, that's how many more wins.
The team needs
for this
more
team,
reps,
right?
As the team. Like, they've changed a lot of key players. It's a different team.
And that's just where, like, to me, I'm not worried, is that Connor and Leon aren't going to stay at this pace. They're going to pick it up, which then the entire it elevates the entire team right there. So, to me, that's enough just for playoffs. Now it's what moves can Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson make in the lead up to April, whatever it is that playoff starts, that's going to improve this team. And I can't sit here and say which defenseman will improve this team or which ones will be available. But I'm also not being paid whatever Stan Bowman's being paid to go find those guys.
Watching the Flames and the Oilers the other night, we need more than just defensemen, right? Like, we need some grit. Like, the only guy that was out there, yeah, I know, but we got to get to the playoffs.
Let me go through
and that's
something.
the problem.
I'm gonna explain to you guys Team XYZ. Okay.
While you do that, I'm listening. I just have to plug something into the board here for a second.
This is Team XYZ. We're not talking about any particular team here. Okay. Okay.
Zero Z.
I'm gonna explain XYZ. They're going to. So this team has a first-year coach. This team has
full-year coach.
First full-year coach. Yeah, this team that I'm talking about. This generic team. Okay. They have a coach who's never been through a NHL training camp in his entire career. They lost their 2 toughest players. They lost 3 of their 4 fastest players. They have played 299 games in the last 3 seasons, and they decided to go get older. Does this sound like a team that's going to win a Stanley Cup?
When you add in that team has the best player in the world and the third or fourth best player in the world. And when you look at the core, what's the average age of the core group? I don't care about the age overall. I care about the core part of this team. What would that team, hypothetical team
it's
be?
hypothetical,
right?
generic
Like
team, yes.
Connor's still, he's not in his 30s. Leon's not in his 30s. Hyman's not old. Nuge isn't old and like over the top or anything like that. Now Nuge has to play better. I'm going to throw his name out there as well, along with Darnell Nurse. The goaltender is not a 40-year-old goalie or something like that. The age thing, I think, is a little bit skewed. Look, Knobloch has never ran an NHL training camp as a head coach, but he's been around them. Has he not?
Yeah.
Assistants? I'm assuming I'd have to go look, or maybe he hasn't.
No, I mean,
maybe he hasn't even actually been part of it.
He's run training camps.
But he's run some other training camps. Like,
training
camps.
but that
whatever,
team,
but
like when you add that they still have the best player in the world and third, fourth, but wherever you want to put Leon, top 5. Yeah, that's a playoff team, at least to me. It may not win the cup, but again, this isn't the team that is.
The goal is to win the cup,
I know, but the team today isn't the team that's going to be the team you're looking at to go win that cup. Because again, it's Evander Kane is going to be added to this team, and then what other moves are going to be made to this team to improve it? Because we all know that's what we all know that's what they're going to go make those trades.
This is exactly how I was thinking 3 games ago. But now that we've seen the team in action, if they don't change, now I'll give you, they need some reps, a lot of new guys, a lot of new players. But that's what I expected, right? Like we talked about this in the offseason. This team is not good enough to win the cup as it is. So we knew that moves would have to be made, right? We knew Kane was going to be on LTIR, although they officially said it later. So we knew moves would have to be made. It's just that now that they've played 3 games, if it's not a reps issue, and it might be, they might need to gel a little bit. I think, like Craig Button thought that was the part of the big problem. And if they gel and they get better, then great. But if they don't, this team has so many holes right now that Kane coming back won't matter because we're not going to be there.
You're the middle pairing defenseman.
And you said, I was going to say this earlier, you said on the ride over here is like, do we have another 2-9-1 comeback? We don't. Like that
should be a once in a lifetime.
Yeah, that's a season of the ages, and that's not going to happen again. Like if you get to 2-9-1 again, it's over. I don't know what somebody said in the chat, but
I just find this interesting that like you guys are all panicking. Like,
well, not panicking.
The
I'm not
Flames
panicking.
are 3-0, and what we're gonna be? The Flames are a good team. Give me a break.
It's not the fact that I'm not panicking. I honestly give a shit, and there's my one for the week. I know they're gonna come. I know they're gonna come back around. It's just, it's the pattern, Jazz. It's the pattern. This is like year after year after year. The slow start.
Are we not used to
We got very, very. Can I add 17 more varies on this?
Sure.
Lucky last year.
Yeah.
To get to where we did,
Yeah,
because we started. We're in
Absolutely, but that's also a credit to a team for climbing its way back.
Yes.
Credit to a team for having that resilience to battle through that. Again,
when I say lucky, I mean rare.
No,
And
sure,
by
absolutely,
rare,
because like
it's not happening again.
Yeah.
I'm not. I won't count this team out for that. I won't count the team that has Connor or Leon. But even if they go 2-7-1. I'm not counting them out because they've got Connor and Leon, and I've bet against Connor a few times in his career. And the year that they played 56 games, I remember saying, "There's no chance he's getting 100." Like that, it's ridiculous that points per game you'd have to be at.
I did say you'd get 100.
You did.
I was one of those people. Like I went and I was like, "Well, look at these numbers from the past. Like no one's ever done this points per game." And Connor did it. And in that moment, I went, "I'm never betting against Connor.
Yeah.
This team could start 0-10." I don't care. I'm not betting against Connor and Leon.
Even when he's
dragging
awful,
this team
amazing.
up where it is. And when to me, it's all I care about through this 82 game preseason is making sure they get the X next to the game for the playoffs. That's all I care about. I don't care about whether they look like cup contenders or not. It doesn't matter to me because once playoff game 1 starts, it's a different season. Everyone starts 0-0-0. Everything's brand new. And you don't have to match up against 16 other teams. You're matching up against one team at a time for a best of 7. And I believe when you go on the ice right off the bat with the 2 best players in the world or 2 of the top 5, you're in a better spot. And I don't know. I think off the start of the season is not great, but when you have a guy like Stuart Skinner, he's shown he can be a difference maker at times.
Yeah, he's streaky like any goalie, right?
Yeah.
Like he'll
Exactly.
have moments of where he looks like a sieve, and then other moments where you can't get anything by him. I mean, we argued about this first half of all of last year, and then he proved me wrong. I mean, it's here's the thing. Last year we had this same conversation 5-6 games into the year, and people were saying don't panic. And I'm not in that panic state, but they're not trending the right way. Now, having said that, the Flames game I don't think is as bad as everybody thought it was. I thought that goal that was called back against Perry, like that.
Yeah.
What could have changed that game?
Exactly.
That changes the whole outlook of the
Momentum,
game, right?
yeah.
And they hit a couple of posts. I thought maybe the worst part of that game was Connor McDavid's flyby on Anderson that led to the goal.
Man,
right?
Anderson would look good in an Oilers jersey right now.
Yeah, he would.
Sure could use a defenseman like Cece to calm things down.
But here's the thing. I'll say this about
penalty kill,
Cece. I'll say this about
like
Cece.
that.
Cece was part of this team when they did start 2-7-1 last year, or whatever.
He's also part of the team that got him out at 2.
Yeah, absolutely. But so who knows? Maybe they have the players still here to get them out of this 0-3 start.
Maybe.
I think there's a little extra. I'm not saying it was a good thing to get rid of CC, but to me, a little bit of revisionist of people sometimes going with CC's gone, and man, they could have used him when they started this kind of way last year with Cody CC.
How is CC doing now? Do you know?
Well, he's in San Jose, so I'm
Jose.
not going to judge him based on anything that happens with San Jose. It's San
I'm just
Jose.
asking because
No, I know, but it's.
Dash.
I think he's supposed to be the top. Isn't he top pairing in San Jose?
Yeah. I haven't watched it.
Cody Cece's not a number one pairing defenseman in the National Hockey League.
But I think Cody Cece's
But he
benefits
was
don't show up
couple
on the
years
score
ago.
sheet. Right?
Yeah.
So you can't really, and I don't watch the San Jose games,
Of
so
course.
I'm not sure. But
Yeah, I mean, if I've got to take Stetcher, Dermott, or CC, I'd take CC every time.
yes,
Yeah, and that's
Which-
it's a big loss in terms of what this team needs right now.
Which in the end they didn't have to do,
That's
right? Because they let the two guys walk in Holloway and Broberg.
Yeah.
And so they did that for the cap space. So the question is, when Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman go use this cap space, what are they filling that with?
the last time Stan Bowman took over as Stanley Cup contending team, he tore it apart.
They also won the cup a few times before he tore it apart.
Yeah.
He didn't do much for that.
Yeah.
But if,
the
like, I will
players
say
that
with
won
that
the
one
cup
there.
were not. Yeah.
Who does the graphics for the? Spelt my last name wrong.
Did I?
Yeah.
I
there isn't an R in
Now
there,
I
is
know.
there?
I typed really quick in the morning. I'll go fix that
man.
quickly.
Hey, speaking of prepping for shows, right?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
You triggered Michael's pet peeve.
Wow. I just looked at. There was a smile came over my face. It happens every day, but it's all good. It's all good.
Fixed.
It's fixed. There we go.
Well, they'll take a
Yeah.
few seconds on the YouTube. Apologies on that.
Like when it comes to
I just type so
Here, do you want to do a
quickly.
reset? It's 10.
No, you could go.
When the
I'll
Oilers,
reset.
like there's two sides to this, obviously, right? Like, I mean, there's the fact that we're not showing they're not showing effort. You know, there's a lot of problems. Okay, but looking statistically, I think like when you look at penalty share, they're at like 65% of the penalties that have been given out versus their teammates. Like and that's probably 10% higher than anybody else. So they've had more penalties called on them. Their PDO is second in the NHL, second worst or whatever, right? So their puck luck is not there. I get all that. And that's probably going to come around, and that's going to lead to some wins. What I wanted to do, Maddie, is when I said lucky earlier, I do feel that there was some luck involved last year in what happened. And I feel like the luck came in the fact that they were very healthy.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm listening.
I know.
Yeah, they were actually. True.
We now have been through 299 games in 3 seasons. Skinner's never played anywhere close to that. What did he play? 85 games last year or something like that, including the playoffs. He's never played anywhere close to that in a season before. Now we're going to roll him out there for another... How many games is Pickard going to play this year? Mm-hmm. So we're going to roll him out for another 55, 60 games, plus the Four Nations Cup, plus another...
Well, if he's
I
not...
don't want to jinx us, but maybe I'm going to jinx us. We're due for injuries. And what if it's Connor, Leon, or Skinner that get hurt? Then how do we dig out of that hole, Matty?
Well, even if they're a cup contender, if you get injuries to those, you're screwed anyways.
But you're saying they're a cup contender because they have the best player in the world and the third or fifth best.
They're
player
always
in
going
the
to be.
world.
But you could
what
build.
happens when they lose one of those guys? Because it's
Well, they're not a cup
eventually.
contender even if they have a better build team here. You lose Connor or Leon, you're not a cup contender.
I think we
The
are
Penguins
very
would lose
blessed.
Crosby, and Malkin would go on and win a Hart Trophy, and they'd still go to the
Yeah, if you lose
Sure,
one
fair
of
enough,
them,
but
the
that's-
other one should be able to lead the
right.
team.
Exactly.
Should be able to. But the way the way the team's situated right now, you can't. Like, we couldn't, if we lost one, it'd be devastating.
Those guys aren't injury-prone players. Is what I'm trying to say. Like,
Well, Leon
they
is.
kind of
I would
prove
say.
that, though. That
I would
that
say
they're not
Leon
soft.
is.
They're not,
But he plays through
Connor
it.
broke a collarbone and ripped his knee to pieces. I mean, that's bad luck.
A while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could use the Pittsburgh situation. We didn't like Chicago's different because they had two amazing blue liners. When you have Seabrook and Keith, you could afford to lose a lot of players
even
to get there.
Shalmason.
I would just like if the Avs go lose Nathan McKinnon, I don't think they're going to go win a Stanley Cup. They go lose Cale McCarr, they're not going to go win a Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup
Like it's
contending team should not just have one player to hang all their hopes
no,
on.
but when you're going to say that you're going to lose one of their top players, of course that's going to knock them down a peg.
Yeah.
That's going to knock any team
Look
down
at
a
Florida,
peg.
right? I mean, they,
So,
you know.
like to me, that's that comment. It doesn't change a lot from this. This team could be 3-0 right now, and if they lose Connor, or like also if they lost Skinner, then would be amazing. Like, how are you going to win a Stanley Cup
Yeah.
with Calvin Pickard as your starting
Absolutely.
goalie?
Yeah.
Most teams are going to say that when you're
I'll
talking
tell
about
you what
starting
scares
goalie.
me, though, and I mentioned this earlier, is grit. And McDavid got pushed around in that Calgary
yeah,
game.
yeah.
And there was nobody there. I know our guy at Heavy Hockey, Tough Call podcast, he'd hate me for saying this, but we need somebody to get out there and defend Connor. Right? We need somebody to start something when those things, and nobody's there. It's Darnell Nurse. Right?
True.
Like, that's the only guy that, Ekholm's big enough, but that's not his style of play.
But
And
like this isn't
Kaner's
Knobloch's
not
style
around,
of play, Michael.
right?
That's
Like,
the thing to bring up here.
Yeah.
Knobloch does not care about hitting.
Yeah, well, I mean, McDavid was getting pummeled, right, in the Flames game, right? Like he got taken into the boards after a shot.
McDavid and
Right?
Dry got
He
pummeled
got-
in the playoffs by LA.
Not only did McDavid has he been getting pummeled, but he got a roughing call for it, right? Like, he's not going to last a full season of taking those hits, right? And if the team's going to let everybody take a shot at him, they'll keep doing it all year round until somebody steps in and says, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like,
I mean, the
this isn't
team
happening.
replaced toughness with tenacity.
Yeah.
Right? They brought in Arvidsson. They brought in these players that are tenacious, that are hard to play against.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of Arvidsson coming and punching me in the face if I slash Connor McDavid. And I think when I said it earlier, you lost your two toughest players, you lost 3 or 4 fastest players. It's a different team. It's a different dynamic. The skills they had and the advantages they had in intimidating teams and with speed and toughness, gone. If all you need to be is intimidated by is McDavid and Dry, I mean, I'm sorry, but coaches have already figured out how to thwart that, how to stop when it's just those
I mean,
two.
to your point, it's not time to panic. But there are certainly...
How long till Bowman?
There's a cautionary tale here, right? Like, this is like something's got to change, and I think we heard Connor McDavid's post game the other day. I mean, you can hear it in his voice. Like, he knows that they got to start doing some things right. Maybe they need some reps. Maybe they need some other things. But there are little things like that, like allowing Connor to be pushed around, allowing these like nobody. Basically, the Flames did whatever they want. I think the hits were like 20-4 by the end of the second period or something ridiculous like that. Like, we're just not a tough team, and
Well, you talk about Nurse
was,
being the guy that can do it. He's got 4 hits in 3 games.
yeah.
Like it's just not Knobloch's.
Well, it's not
they have
Nurse's
to keep-
game.
It's
No, that's not a Knobloch thing. Nurse has lost his
hitting is a
physicality
Knobloch
for.
thing. This was addressed several times during the playoffs.
But
last year.
Nurse is somebody that it's been a while since we've seen Nurse. I don't think that's from Chris Knobloch. I think
agree.
Darnell Nurse overall
like
has
inflicting
just
his-
stopped
yes.
wanting to play physical,
Yeah.
and because he, maybe in his mind he thinks he's a top end defenseman and he should be. But when you're not playing a top end defenseman, you're not bringing that type of game. Then at the very least, go hit someone. And he doesn't have that in him to want to go then just go hit someone. And that is one of the biggest concerns. If there's anything for me when it comes to the Oilers. Just quickly, Michael Dash from OilersLive, Heavy Hockey Network, Jasmine, Matt, all here on the EST Hangout. This is Hangout Headlines brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. They are open until Sunday, unless Murray wants to text me saying it's going to be sooner, but based on the forecast, I wouldn't think it'd be sooner, October 20th. So you got one more week to book your tee time. Visit theranchgolf.com. We're live on edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in to iHeartRadio, on YouTube, as well as wherever you're getting your podcasts. Sorry. Who did I?
No, all good. It was good. Good break.
Funny, can I? Chris Morris in the nasty chat is actually
Not that Chris Morris.
Not that Chris Morris. I brought up something that I was going to say earlier as well, and it's like I know I've heard nothing but okay. Look, this team started in quicksand. Nobody's coming to the rescue. I keep hearing all of that, and the only thing that's going to get you out of quicksand when nobody's coming to throw you the life preserver is hard work. Right? Whether you're paddling upstream, whether you're stuck in quicksand, the only way you're getting out of there without help is to work harder. The thing is like maybe there is help out there. Bowman didn't hire Knobloch. I know this sounds ridiculous. How long until Bowman fires Knobloch and brings in Quinville?
It would be at least a year. They'd have to miss the playoffs. Just that this is the history of sports. I understand people could go to GM, didn't hire a coach. GM brings his coach in. But
I get it's ridiculous.
Usually they get you have to, for that coaching, why coaching just happened last year was the coach had already been there and there was the expectations. The expectations are there. You're not firing the coach this season. They would have to be on pace to be missing the playoffs come February for that type of move to happen this season, based on just the history of if you watch sports, like we're sitting here, Michael's decided to fly in. Oh no, heavy hockey showdown, which we'll talk about in a bit. We're in advance of that one, and we're sitting there going, the Oilers out of this playoffs, and it's going to take a miracle to get in. That's where I could see that was a Michel Therrien type situation with Pittsburgh. I think they fired him in February and brought in Dan Bylsma type thing. That would be the only way I could see them firing a coach who then, because in the end, then Chris Knobloch won't have a full season as a head coach of the Edmonton Oilers.
At some point, that's when McDavid's legacy really is at risk. If they have to fire another coach, you start asking yourself, is
he a coach killer?
Yeah. We've talked about it, and as Oilers fans, we defend him till the end of time, right? And, we talk about how great he is. But honestly, if they got to go through another coach, it's time to start asking questions, right?
It would be.
Yeah. And that would be kind of the it for me, or if they missed the playoffs. I don't believe that's going to happen. I think we are. Not. I think the team will turn around. Who had Colorado at 0-3, right? Exactly. Vancouver's 0-2.
Yeah.
They got two.
Well, I was low on the Canucks. I was low on the Canucks.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, what are you proud of?
But it's like, Flames. And the Flames. Yeah. The Flames are, and look, if you take that game, I said this earlier to Dash. If you take the Battle of Alberta game out of the season that it is, the Oilers actually had a half decent game. They had a couple goals called back. They hit a couple posts. Calgary got a couple of good bounces. The Oilers played all right. There were a couple of instances where I thought that they really sort of broke down, but if that's part of like a 2-1 season, then you're not freaking out, right? But because it's part of an 0-3 season, then it seems worse than it is, right? And so you got to take if Knobloch's, which he is, he takes, what does he do? He does the 5-game.
8 games.
8 games. He does 8 games. So he takes that now. He
did last year
to finish, 5-3 or whatever, or 4-4, or at least finish this 8-game stretch as a 500 season, and that's fine. But so this is 1 out of 8 games in his little stretch, and so you got to keep that all into context and go from there. And the team's got the moves. They need some things, and it's going to be hard though. Like Oilers fans think it's going to be easy. You don't just go and say, I want this guy. Like negotiations have to take place.
100%.
Right?
Easy. Woodcroft fired after 2-9-1, but Knobloch gets the whole year. Our expectations are not as high this year. If anything, the stakes are higher. But you have to look at their time with the team. That was the 3rd season in the end for Jay Woodcroft. He had that half a season the year prior, full, or 2 years prior, full season, then went into that season. This is Chris Knobloch's only second year then with this club. Just you look around sports, that doesn't happen generally. This isn't George Steinbrenner. Around here firing and, hiring Billy Martin and then firing him at the press conference, whatever it is, that it's not about
bringing it back to the Yankees.
But that's
love how we put that in.
Well, because that's who else. There's nothing else like the coaching is like George Steinbrenner was. But that's the difference. It's not about the expectation as much as you also have to look at the contract, how long the coach has been there, and you're not going to see that team make a move. I'd put a lot on the fact that if a coaching change is going to happen with the Oilers again, the next one, like if it's going to involve the 24-25 season. Likely to me, that's not going to happen until early as 25. But if anything, it'll be the spring of 25 because they missed the playoffs. You miss the playoffs, also, and Chris Knobloch will go. But no, you're not doing that at a 2-9-1 start because to your point, like what other coach there? Who's going to want to fully coach the Oilers then? In the end, where it's like, well, I don't get time to work on this team, and there'll be the questions about then the leadership and the players and all that. And no, I think right now this is a team that it's on the players to go in this group to go do it.
I joked after
and it's
the
only
Blackhawks
3 games.
game that I don't actually get excited until in an Oilers season until they make a coaching change.
Now they're in.
Yeah, now they're in.
Now they're ready to go.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, but like, they go win today, and also everybody's everyone's gonna be happy. Everyone's gonna be fine. They're gonna go on the road. Who do they go play
I'm
after?
on tomorrow.
Anaheim.
So rub it in my
or
face if you
after
don't.
Philly.
Okay.
And now
I'll hit you up in the nasty chat, Jasmine.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna do it tonight.
Brett on the nasty
Nashville.
says,
Wow, Dash.
Brett on the nasty chat says Ken Hitchcock kicking around the city. And, when those sort of things happen, that's when you start hearing the rumor mill. Oh, I saw so-and-so at the airport. And
The one is Joel Quenneville.
Yeah.
You're enjoying
Because
the
of
fall
the
weather,
Bowman,
okay?
that's right.
The Bowman connection,
Yeah.
and clearly the Oilers are fine with going with those players. That would happen, but it's not happening. I don't even want to talk about coaching change because it's not
Yeah,
happening.
it's just so ridiculous.
It's not going to happen.
The thing, though, that, the Oilers,
Because then Jared Bednar should be getting fired.
and I don't want to make excuses for them, but this is a big league team. Like, this team is run like a big league team. Like, this is maybe one of the biggest franchises in the NHL, how it's run, everything from the OEL to the arena to, like, it is just like, those players, when they get to Edmonton, you go to Calgary and you walk into the Saddle Dome, you're like a step
You're in
away
awe.
from playing.
That's how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a beautiful facility. How could they get rid of this?
Exactly. But even everything around, like the Flames or the Canucks, like, it's just not as big as the Oilers sort of empire is, right? Like, I don't know what's going on over here.
Did you spill?
I did.
Yeah. I tried not to pay attention.
I'm gonna cover with my
we
hair.
saw
The moment you start laughing, then you're
I'm sorry.
you're drawing attention to the fact that you spilled.
And this is a big league show here. This is where
Sorry,
it's at.
I spilled on my notes
yeah,
earlier today.
Spilled on his notes.
But no one knew because I didn't go make a big. Oh no! Like that.
Oh, man.
my
yeah.
skirt.
Oh no!
Okay, I'm putting that.
It's because you said the Oilers were going to win tonight.
I didn't even get a coffee. I didn't even get a
Go
coffee.
ahead.
Oilers Flyers tonight. That's at 8, which means the Oil Stream pregame show with Tommy Hernan gets going at 7 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. They'll also have the postgame show. Maybe it's Nanso's fault. Maybe it's all Hernan's fault.
No.
Well,
How dare you.
everyone wanted the Latino heat. And you only get heat when the Oilers are losing. So maybe this was like, we brought Hernan here.
Oh.
And it was like, well, naturally, we got to start him off by like lighting the fuse and letting him go off.
What happened to the Elks when Nanzo went there?
They started winning some football games. Oh, when he went there?
He went there.
Oh, they were already losing. They were already trash.
They were already
trash.
They've been losing for a little while now. Yeah.
He went into the 22 season was his first year?
Yeah.
So they didn't win a game in 21 at home and stuff.
Yeah.
They weren't. No, they were already
4 and
trash. We're not blaming him for that one.
Oh, you'll just blame him for this.
Well, when he left, they started winning though. I'll say that.
He's not picking winners like Matty here. Matty's picking winners.
Apparently, yeah. It's easy to have your
the small market team of Yankees,
Schmankies.
The small
Trying
market
to-
Yankees. The
Schmankies.
small market Yankees.
second biggest payroll in the city of New York. when it comes to the baseball teams. Everyone should be mocking the Mets, not the Yankees.
Well, the Mets are still in it. I don't
like
know
the
if
Why would we mock
you've been
them?
following.
I know, right?
Following.
Like,
the Mets are
no
still
chill.
in it. Yeah.
I need to get to the keyword for the EST Flyweight to Los Angeles, which is presented
right on.
by the 780, a homegrown local shop right here in Edmonton. It's their shop name, plus their in-house clothing brand, which celebrates all things unique to Edmonton. They work with close to 100 local vendors from the area to help promote and get their brands off the ground. You could check them out online, 780.com. That's the word 780.com, or any of their 5 locations: Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, the Outlet Mall by the airport. The EST Flyway to LA, December 26th through to the 30th. Flights, hotel, car, Clippers, Warriors at the Intuit Dome. You've got Rams, Cardinals at SoFi Stadium, and then depending what day that is, we'll send you to go see Edmonton take on either Anaheim or LA at Crypto or the Honda. All you have to do is listen for the keyword and then text it in, and we're doing one of those right now. Jasmine, you could keep a close eye and to take a look at the keyword right away there. And then 780-218-9999. That's all you have to text. What's the keyword for today, Jasmine?
The keyword today is intermission.
Intermission, INTERMISSION. I think I spelled that one right.
Are guests eligible for that? That's a hell of a trip.
It's not.
Intermission.
It's not employees. So
We are just a friend. We are not an employee. I text in all the time.
780-218-9999. Text in intermission. Jasmine can't.
Yeah.
But 780-218-9999. Trev will give someone a call in the next couple of minutes. I will try to speak to them on the air. I think I've got everything set up properly.
Well, if you just picks me, it'll be really easy.
And is it
here.
like,
If your phone
sorry,
rings,
was
it'll
it
be crazy.
flights included from Halifax?
Flights from Edmonton.
They are from Edmonton?
They're
Good
from
to
Edmonton.
know.
Well, the flights are booked.
Oh, okay.
I've already purchased the flights. So
wow.
the flights are Edmonton. Yeah, they're from
on.
here. So
Yeah, you know,
December 26th to the
I'm
30th.
sitting here today and I'm thinking of all of these fantastic like podcast ideas. Like you were talking CFL earlier, and how fall season is like football season, and some of the stories come around the CFL, like them putting tacks in their shoes and stuff when there's ice on the field and all those sorts of things. And then I was just thinking about this, like you're mentioning all this stuff in LA. Like going to San Francisco is like a sports mecca. That whole area with Oakland and like.
Well, they lost their mecca.
Hence why they're all moving to Las Vegas.
Well, they're still
LA is
there.
the number one.
Yes.
But there's still lots of teams there.
But the A's are Oakland. Oakland has lost the A's, the Raiders,
terrifying.
and the Warriors have moved to San Francisco. San Jose is close by, so I will throw the Sharks kind of in the mix.
Like it's all in that area. Like it's crazy.
They now have just the one NFL team though, and the one baseball team. Whereas before they did have the two.
Damn Vegas, right? Damn Vegas.
Also terrible owner when it comes to the A's.
Yeah.
LA is the one that though, like.
But LA is pretty amazing.
They're
That's
bigger.
what brought it to mind.
I know,
LA
but it's like I think of New York, and they've got a lot of sports teams, but what they don't have is the colleges. Whereas you throw LA into the mix, they've got the 2 NFL, 2 MLB, 2 NHL, 2 NBA, 2 MLS, but then they also have the 2 major universities collegially in UCLA and USC. Like solid basketball, football programs. There are some other sports as well. Like you have all of that. Whereas New York, I think the biggest sports college nearby is Rutgers. I think that's the big one. That's not USC, UCLA.
So what you're saying is, don't you dare go to LA and get bottle service. Like, don't you dare. Like if you're going to LA and you're getting bottle service and you're doing that, then you've made the wrong choice.
I do have to say this. Matt Hyman with a great suggestion for you, Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
People are texting too much right now.
Yeah, it's moving.
I
just love how the Nasty Chat is a world of its own.
It's so good.
Like it can be its own show sometimes.
Yeah, it's
really
so
can.
good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh, that's probably because he texts. Now I got to go through all the texts.
So another topic for podcasts that you could do is fashion faux pas.
You're right there.
Literally like this jersey topic we had, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm not going to wear
Like
another jersey.
fashion
Thanks,
sports
Joel.
faux pas. Sports fashion faux pas.
Yeah.
Where is Matt?
It is.
Okay, so I think the gist, I can't find it, but the gist of the text was you get the ticket, but you sell it. You scalp it. Take the cash, head to go visit your girls.
Oh, yeah. Just tell them to wire it to me.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
And it's
You get paid. The bottle service is paid for. You can come see the girls.
Right.
I got it covered. The boys covered it for us.
Hey, actually, light bulb. Then I gotta hear about it. It's the supper club, so it starts at like 8 p.m. like the shows or whatever, and then like into the
What's
night
a
it
supper
gets all
club?
like bar-y or whatever.
How much time do we have? Because I want to make sure we talk about the Showdown.
We will get to that moment after we'll call someone, and I do want to get that. We still have 35 minutes. The TSN has just posted early trading. How will the Oilers address blue line issues? Darren Dreger speaking, so you could head to TSN for that after. I can't obviously listen to that on the air right now, but there's also a link.
Breaking news.
The numbers behind
news.
another slow start for the Oilers. Travis Yost has a piece on that, which you could go take a look at after.
Yeah, Yost
I'll
is
be
good
listening
for
to the walk shop after.
Yeah, for numbers.
He's always solid. So Dash thinks the Oilers are done. So that's the takeaway I have on this one. That's the takeaway I have from this show today. It's all over.
I'm just trying to be realistic. I've lived this.
Realistic, my God.
Exactly. You've lived this before, which means they're going to come back. Their back needs to be pushed against the wall.
There was a decade where you didn't know they were coming back.
Let's not talk about it. Triggering.
Portions of this hour brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of EST, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehighproductmarketing.com. They did do the jerseys of the Heavy Hockey Showdown this past February that we had that.
What a segue.
Well, no, because I'm going to be calling someone and talking to them, so I don't want to start talking and shut off the conversation there. But High Product Marketing, official merch partner, stay tuned. The store coming up very soon when it comes to Edmonton Sports Talk or pop-up shop. And when it comes to the Nasty Club, Nasty Club. That's auto renewals start, I believe, tomorrow. So the annual memberships will then also open up for sale either tomorrow or Thursday. I just need to make sure all the things are running properly, but stay tuned for that. And all that's coming thanks to our merch partner, the High Product Marketing, and the official drink of the EST Hangout. It is the Finnish long drink, legend of 1952, a drink unlike any other, sparkling refreshment, real liquor. Longdrink.com/Canada is where you could look to see which liquor stores in Edmonton have it. I need to still go pick up some new ones for us here at EST. I saw Norman at Combine this weekend for Thanksgiving, picked up some long drinks. Absolutely delicious drink. Once you have one, you're going to want to have a bunch more. Trev will be calling someone momentarily here. And then
This is
we'll
the
qualify someone
text
for the
line?
EST
That's
Flyaway.
or this is the Flyaway contract.
Yes, he'll call someone, we'll speak to the qualifier, and then 2 more chances later today to qualify. EST Afternoons, Hernan and Gager, and then the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, who'll be live at Sit and Sleep in South Edmonton Common for their show today from 3 until 6.
If we ever do that,
What?
do a show from Sin Sleep, if the Hangout ever does it, I really want to do that show. Because I want to wear like jammies, and I want to like sit in the bed with jammies.
I do like that idea.
That's a pretty good idea.
I actually really like that idea.
It's so funny.
Because there
There's
was
like a teddy bear, and hold a teddy bear.
there was
Maddie with his like pajamas hat. So it's like,
I would have to get one of those easily. No, it's when last time when Reed and Jay were there, we filmed the video, a little quick Insta or a social story and we was on this couch that was just so comfortable. But I'm just, as you said that's the perfect couch for the Hangout. There's a lot of room for, we could easily put 4 of us there. Just the only risk is we might fall asleep.
Oh no, we're too fiery. I feel like to fall.
Bring some popcorn.
Yeah, yeah.
Have some popcorn that we can have while eating.
Yeah.
Teddy's. I like that little hat.
Yeah.
I know I texted
be
this
so
to you, but I always think
comfortable.
back to the Hall and Ebbs,
Yes.
Best Friends and Big Boy Bed song every time you guys talk about Sit and Sleep. So I was like, you don't remember that? Are you really?
I was from the Bear.
Yeah, no.
They did a bit on the Bear Morning Show.
Okay.
They,
Like a skit.
I think that was with Paul Brown. Yeah, it was a Paul Brown show.
Yes, it was.
It was Hall and Ebbs and Big Boy Beds. I forgot.
They're best friends in Big Boy Bed. No, they. Oh, how did that go now?
I'm forgetting. Side by side in Big Boy Beds.
They're best friends. They're Hall and Ebbs.
Yes, and
they
it
have-
was Halsey was kind of like not a lot going on.
mischief?
Yeah, was it up to mischief, or they made him like more like?
Yeah, airheaded. And,
Yes, that's the word. That's the perfect word. And
he was
Ebbs would
always-
have to like direct him and like
bring him back. Yeah.
help him through things and all of that.
Remember this?
It was,
eh?
and then actually they got little dolls of Hall and Ebbs.
Yes.
Nice.
And then I remember one person, she brought her dog into the building one day. It was like around Christmas, and we used one of them as the
This is
because we didn't have anything to like a ball to throw for the dogs.
Golden age of radio.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
golden age.
oh, geez. I don't know. Eh? I don't know. I just have this like skit in my head of like side by side in beds of hay. They're best friends. They're Reed and Jay, or
Abutski. Sorry. Abutski, though. Jazzy and Jammies. There's your 9 to midnight show, Maddie.
I'm all for it.
Just let Jasmine do whatever, but she's in some sort of on a comfy couch in her jammies with a blanket on.
Sure.
9 to midnight, perfect name, Jazzy and Jammies on Edmonton Sports Talk, coming soon.
Where you will not hear shit more than once.
Oh my god.
Oh no, that's after hours. She can say whatever she wants. If kids are listening at that point, that's not on Jasmine's. That's not her problem.
Yeah.
That's on the parents. You put them to bed.
Oh, I love that.
It's
so
Jazzy and Jammies time.
Love it.
Well done,
Jazzy and
Abutski.
Jammies. Could happen. Could
Oh,
happen.
too good.
Abutski's the co-host, I think.
Jammies with feet.
Oh,
so like the onesies?
Yeah, the onesies. I do those for Christmas.
Do you?
See, Michael, I told you never know what's going to come up.
I have Oilers ones.
He's like, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. Maybe hockey, maybe jammies with feet.
Now
I got no Oilers.
Well,
fans.
today was an easy one coming in, just knowing that the Oilers lost to this weekend.
Yeah.
I
was
honestly I was hoping that I'd be here talking about a win. I mean, we all did. Everybody in Oil country was hoping that, but didn't happen.
Because it's just annoying. I get it. It's annoying. It's like, okay. Hence the feeling of being used to it. It's annoying. I don't like this feeling.
Yeah.
Well, and as confident as a lot of people like myself are that they'll get through this.
Of course.
You just wish that they didn't have to go through
It'd be
this.
nice so other teams,
Just an easy 82 games.
Yeah.
Where Oiler fans could just put their feet up, relax,
and scare
and
the
just
other
go,
team.
oh, whatever, this is going to be
Yeah.
easy. We got lines, Daniel Nugent-Bowman.
We got lines. Look who's on the top line.
Would you like to read the lines?
Oh, I'd love to.
all right,
I'd
let's
I'll
hear
love
let
it.
you go through the lines.
You know,
Tonight's
because it's
lines.
obviously something we need to do, having Draisaitl and McDavid starting on the top line.
yeah.
Because we're desperate and we're panicking,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman. Second line, centered by RNH, Arvidsson, and Podkolzin on the left wing.
So they tried that at the end of the game,
Did they?
which they didn't look bad.
Henrique, Brown, Skinner. So Skinner will love playing on a third line, I'm sure. Ryan Perry, Janmark. Ekholm Bouchard. Nurse Stetcher. Kulak, Emberson.
Emberson's back in,
Stetcher still in.
and Dermott's out.
Correct, sir.
Yeah.
So we've gone to the McDry nuclear option already.
You know, I mean, look, it's the Flyers, it's Michkov, it's
Yeah, it was the Blackhawks
yeah.
and it was Bedard. What's the difference?
Yeah, no, I mean, they got to win one, right? Like you got to start somewhere. Maybe that's what Knobloch's thinking. I just hope we don't have the second coming of Tippett, and this is a that's what we
panic
go
button,
with, the
yeah.
pattern. But at some point, do what you know is going to get you some goals. They got to get some offense, right? Like that's the whole team's going to rise and fall on McDavid and Draisaitl getting some points on the board, and
Well, they just need to get going right now.
yeah,
The pace that they're on for the season is 50-some points and 27 points, which is not going to happen. But they just need to get going, and then it could bring things going.
Trevor, my phone didn't ring.
I'm sorry.
Brutal. That's what I was trying to say. Well, I did. You didn't have to think of it. I texted it to you.
Darn it. Sorry, we're having
Maddie, it's official. Devontae Adams is a Jet.
Yeah, for a conditional fourth.
It's like, yeah, okay.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
That's wild. I knew it. I called it. Out of all those teams, I called it. He's going to go with his boy Rogers, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Imagine Aaron Rodgers being your boy.
Speaking of,
it was good for one point.
did you see him? He had headphones in, but the headphones had wires. Did you see that? When he was,
There are such things as headphones with wires.
No,
Do you see
what?
these? Do you see these right now?
Oh my God! Did you see Maddie Wannick's headphones? They have wires on them.
Wait a second. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. That's funny.
he's ahead of the curve.
I was just saying, I wonder if
Ahead
it's like
of
one
the
of those
curve.
like things because he doesn't want wireless headphones. He wants ones that are
So
connected.
No, sometimes
this
it's
is
just like
the hardest thing to do on radio. Like
Which part?
The digital side of taking a phone call and streaming it.
no. Well, with this board,
Yeah.
it's got a Bluetooth connection,
I do too.
so it's really easy. But then, so it's hard.
Well, it's just that it doesn't always work.
They can talk amongst themselves.
This is not like it's
Interesting.
Well,
not
the only
being
thing,
like in your radio station where this was built in. This is not native to streaming.
Well, I would say that the one thing is generally it's the pairing of it. It has to be unpaired or repaired.
Yeah.
That's our biggest thing that we've come across, but we actually are purchasing for the main studio a more legit piece of equipment.
There goes the hat budget.
So.
By the way. Damn it. We almost had a hat, but now they're getting a new board.
Who do we have for the qualifier for the EST Flyweight, Trev?
Dash in the park.
Ben? Ben? Ben, congratulations. You don't have to be sorry to Dash. No offense, but he doesn't have to be sorry to you. Ben, congratulations. You are in the mix for the EST Flyweight to Los Angeles. Have you ever been to LA before?
Hey, thank you very much. No, never been to LA. That would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, and who would you take with you if you won this, and what would you be most excited for? Would it be the NFL, NBA, or NHL game?
I would be taking my wife for sure. It'd be a good little trip around Christmas time, and I think I'd have to say seeing SoFi Stadium for the NFL game would be top of the list.
It looks absolutely incredible. Well, thanks for tuning in, Ben. Thanks for listening to EST. Congratulations, you're in the mix. Keep your phone on November 29th because on the morning show, the grand prize draw will happen. You'll need to answer your phone if you're the winner, but if you're the winner, boys will give you a call, let you know that you're off to Los Angeles.
You bet. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Congrats, Ben. Best of luck. And if you want to qualify, 2 more chances today. EST Afternoons with Hernan and Gager, and on the Reed Wilkins Show with J. Milne live from Sit and Sleep. That's your EST Flyway presented by the 780. Coming up in February.
Well, congrats,
March.
Ben. That's good.
March.
Well, he's got a chance. No congrats yet, right? He's in.
He's in the mix. He's in the
in the
draw.
mix.
Got a chance.
There will be
He's
100.
qualified for the playoffs, right?
I think there's, if I remember my math correctly, again, 169 entries will be in.
Yeah.
I think so. 1 in 169 chance.
You only need
of winning
one
this
to
trip.
win.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
pretty
it's
good
awesome.
chance.
That is a pretty good chance. I'd take that.
Anybody in twice or 3 times?
Not that I'm aware of yet. Usually we get a couple people that
Yeah.
are multiple qualifiers and they get 2 names into the draw. But I don't believe we've had any as of yet.
I think I had 2 in for the trip to Vegas you guys did with Will way back in the day.
Okay.
Or no, that wasn't Vegas. That was Mexico.
Well, we also did Vegas there too,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe. We did a few trips. At the
Well,
other
I
place.
was at the Vegas one with Eric and Dusty, but the Mexico
Are the full
one,
details on the website?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I want to go. I'm gonna be texting all the time now.
You should.
Yeah. And
Heavy
I
Hockey
got a
Showdown.
lobby. I got a lobby for the trip from Halifax. Right. Yeah.
Heavy Hockey Showdown. It's
Yeah,
coming.
let's talk about
Not coming back. It's been around for. This is going to be
Sixth
sixth.
one. Yeah.
And what date's again? Because you've locked in the date now. Finally.
Yeah, we've locked in a date. It's
Well, not
March
finally, but-
15th. For those that don't know, it's the Heavy Hockey Showdown in support of the Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. So, I mean, the picking the charity was the easy part. Hockey's got a culture issue.
Yep.
And so this makes sense. We can change that narrative by doing something good. Last year we were close to 50 grand, which is fantastic. The right team doesn't always win, but as we've seen through 3 games in the season, but team Edmonton Sports Talk won last year.
No, well, they won
fundraising.
The fundraising.
The fundraising. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
players
Yeah, you
failed
won
on the ice.
They failed
The
on
coaching
the
was
ice. That's right.
It was
really poor.
the coaching was outstanding.
Yeah.
Do not throw Coach Pete under the bus here.
Whoa.
Do not throw myself under the bus.
The coach had their 2 best players playing defense. Are we saying right now the Oilers should just throw Dry and McDavid back on defense and see how they do?
Well, if they
Would
were,
that be a good coaching decision, Matt?
you want to know something? There was no defenseman, and
Who's the
they were
general
good
manager
enough.
to blame then?
There was no GM of the team. Maybe that was it. But Coach
Murray.
Pete was
We need
great.
Murray.
Tommy was playing D, right?
Yeah,
what I
Tommy
mean.
and Dusty were on D, and then they Coach Pete was great. Lieutenant Eric is the athletic trainer, was fantastic. Our goalie coach in Fergie was
Did Dusty
amazing.
play last year?
Yeah. Oh,
Just kidding. Just kidding. Is
I
he-
chewed the hell out of some of
listening?
that
Is he
gum.
watching? No, he did.
I'm sorry. The coaching staff was amazing.
Yeah.
We were fantastic. Our players let us down
And winless.
entirely. Yeah, we were because our players were led by Tommy and Dusty and Trev and Zach. They let us down.
I heard a rumor the coach was giving pump-up speeches about inches and yards.
Damn right.
Here,
Didn't even work.
Football.
They've
and-
got McDavid playing like over and over again in this Amazon thing. They could have did the pump-up speech from the heavy hockey.
Could have used
in the
Davis Reed's
intermission.
pump-up speech, yeah.
I might have to bring that one out this year.
Maybe.
Instead of
Maybe.
Connor just
But
screaming,
it's-
we got to dig in.
I don't
The
know.
players just didn't do enough. Do not blame that coaching staff. I will defend.
Is the coaching
Coach
staff
Pete.
being brought back?
Yeah, that's
It's not.
the big
It's not the question of whether we're being brought back. Do we want to be back?
Well, here's the thing.
Do we want to be associated with those guys again?
Well, coaches are recycled, and we didn't have one.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe Matt,
I
Matthew,
kind of,
Iwanyk,
though, in
and
fairness,
Eric
I played a
wanna
bit
come
of a
over to
player
the good
coach.
side.
I was player coach.
Okay.
I need
Player
to,
coach.
or it's
You know,
maybe,
like
maybe I
Paul
need.
Newman and
One of us
Slapshot.
just needs to be elevated to a GM, and we need to build a better
I was
team.
like Paul Newman and Slapshot. I was kind of like a player
Bring in
coach.
It was a lot of fun last year.
So for
and
those
it
of
take
you
place
that
at the
are
downtown community
it's
rink.
at the downtown community rink.
All in
Let's
good
talk
fun.
about for those of you that don't know, and you can tell it was a ton of fun. And my vision for this game when I first started it was that we could have a game where we do something good, obviously. But the players get this experience that gets more and more like an NHL game or playing in front of fans or something where, not everybody got to play in front of tens of fans like I did. And so that's what I wanted for people.
I played junior B in Saskatchewan. We had like 12.
Yeah, there was 12 standing room only in some of those.
Have you been to a Assiniboine?
In those Quonsets.
It was a
Yeah, but that was the vision, and get folks at the time it was Twitter, now it's X. Get Oilers fans together to play some hockey, and it's grown. Thanks to Edmonton Sports Talk last year was a massive addition.
Big honor.
To the team, and we play one game. That's it. It's not a tournament. It's one game. Well, we play.
there's two.
We play mini games, a couple mini games,
mini
but it's
games.
not a tournament. And we got people in the stands doing prizes, and we've got Hunter at the Links comes out. And
There's a
Rob
PA.
Clark,
There's a host. Lauren was host.
Yeah, Lauren was hosting, and Rob Clark did the anthem
Shout out
for us
Lauren.
to start. It
How long
was
is
just
a mini game? Sorry.
it's 3 hours on the ice.
Okay.
Yeah, so we
was-
had
They're like
Yeah.
7-minute periods or 8-minute periods.
It
or
was
something
two
like that.
halves.
two halves.
Wasn't it? I thought they were halves. The games.
Oh yeah, maybe they were.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I think you're right.
It feels like it's forever ago.
Basically,
when it was just in
we
February.
were gonna do like the two games, and if we had to, we'd go into like shootout for the tiebreaker. But we kind of tucked it away early, and it was pretty easy.
We're
for
taking
us.
applications for coaches.
Anyway, you know what? Anybody who's ever played,
toxic.
anyone who's ever played has had a blast, and really good players. It's just a ton of fun, and so we had some great jerseys. Check it out. I don't know where. We'll have to get a site going, like a mini site for the game itself. But everything, the Hive did the jerseys for us,
Yep.
right?
Oh, nice.
Maybe you guys can talk to 780 to do some type of Edmonton-based merch for the. It was formerly called the OilersLive Cup. That's after our podcast. Now it's the Heavy Hockey Showdown. Sace has been a partner now. This will be our third one with Sace. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And shout out to Jacqueline and Lori for being part of the committee on our side. That they do a great job, and
Mrs.
Pam
Dash.
and Jeff and there's just a whole bunch of folks that put in a lot of time and effort to make this happen. And yeah, it's so outstanding. I think with you guys, with Edmonton Sports Talk being part of it, it's been like last year was so fun seeing.
great.
These guys got dressed up in their suits,
suits.
behind.
We're
the-
coaches.
I love
behind
that.
them.
Eric was
How many
in
pieces of gum
in
did he have in his
tracksuit.
mouth?
Eric had a full pack of Dentine Fire, I think. I had 5 pieces of that stride gum or something in my mouth. My jaw was hurting for like a good 3 days after that.
You look over and there's
It was just I just kept adding to it. So
he's got his foot on the board.
well, I had to do the full. I did at one point time out and put the foot on the board just to really lean to get that full coach thing. Trevor Archibald, who I think was on my team. I'll be back March 15th, so he'll be there. And what's the plan? Because last year there was the
Keep
night,
Savage away from me.
there was the silent auction. On the one night, and then we played the game the next night. What's happening for this year?
Yeah, so we're toying with the idea of not doing a silent auction this year. most of I think predominantly the fundraising came from outside sources, the players and that. And the silent auction is honestly the hardest part of doing the whole thing.
But 70% of the work for 30% of the profit.
Yeah.
But we want to work with you guys, obviously, to do like a pre or post game event with one of your partners.
Do
right?
a watch party.
Watch party or something along those lines, get together. It's something that, it's just changing organically, right? Every year it gets a little bit better. I mean, when the first time I started it, we did it at Downtown Community Arena. I just bought jerseys, an OilersLive jersey and then a heavy hockey jersey for everybody. And nobody paid a registration. I think we raised like $500 or $600 for autism that time. Like it was just but just people getting together and having fun.
The point was, to bring
it was started.
There's some OGs out there that have played in every one since the start. I'm one of them.
Undefeated?
Yeah.
Is anyone undefeated?
Well, Glenn Ma might be, actually. Glenn Ma might be undefeated.
That'd be the one thing to look up. See if has anyone through the 5 been undefeated.
That's a good point. We used to do a draft. It's a little bit harder to do a draft, and now that we've got 2 teams that are set out, like I love this having this kind of like I imagine this like Cheers. What was it? Jerry's Old Town Tavern, and did you
versus
watch Cheers?
Yeah.
I know of Cheers.
Yeah, okay. Well, you guys are too young, but
I'm too young.
There was this rivalry between the 2 bars, but a heavy hockey Edmonton Sports Talk rivalry that persists year over year. Lots of different and fun things we can and do, and you know what? It's not fully planned yet. We've got the date in stone, so if you have any ideas or of any, reach out to me. Twitter is probably easiest at OilersLive, and love to hear about it. Or if you want to help out this year, we could use bodies on the committee to help out. Anyway, you know what? It's just a blast. It's good, playing hockey and doing and if you can't play hockey, well, there's lots of other fun things to do. There's the scorekeeping, coaching, whatever. I think you guys auctioned off the coaching.
We actually, Pete's won an auction to be that coach of the team, of the Team EST, and then Fergie, he was second, so he got to be coach. Yeah.
Goalie coach.
So
I think we'd like to do that again this year, but maybe do an auction for both teams. So you could be a celebrity coach for either one of the teams and be able to raise a little more money that way, perhaps. We'd love to see some of the bigger names come out. Maybe we can convince Belzy and Gager and who knows, maybe Struddy or some of those guys to come out and have a little bit of a more of a alumni component to it. And then if we do that, I can see us moving to a place where we draft the alumni onto each team and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, everything's up in the air in terms of what we can do. But at the end of the day, like $50,000 goes a long way to helping people that are victims of sexual violence. Yeah, there's a huge wait list. It's, and we help reduce that, the money that we put in. We make a sizable difference. I think it's $100, basically, $97. It's easy enough to remember. Mm-hmm. Every $97 goes to 1 hour of counseling for people that have been a victim of sexual violence. So, you can't ask for a better place to spend your charity dollars. Mm-hmm. And do it in a fun way. That's what I love about charity hockey. Like, I just think you're mixing 2 things that I love, which is, philanthropy, and then the other side is hockey. And if you can do that, like I'd do that for a living if I could. There's a lot of great charity hockey games. Hockey Helps, and among others. And this one is just meant to be a single... best on best. Best on best.
What? I don't know.
Best on something last year.
But honestly, talk to anybody who's played in a game. And a big fan of the show, Surveyor Brett, got a officiating crew together for the game.
He was adequate last year.
Yeah, they were.
He was adequate. He was adequate.
As inconsistent as any refs you've ever seen.
There was one call I wasn't happy with.
He tried to manage the game.
He's trying to manage, that's right. He's our top game manager. So, no, you know what? It was great. Anyway, March 15th, put it in your calendar. It's going to happen. We will get as soon as we get all the little details set out, we'll get a registration together. We'll talk about it on Edmonton Sports Talk. We can start the fundraising, and let's just let's make a goal of breaking 50 grand again this year.
Which 50 grand at 97 is over 500 hours.
Which is awesome. But still doesn't hit their need.
No, but
That's the crazy part.
it's as you just keep inching away at it. One game's not going to solve it all.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But and it is a great connection because hockey culture does need to improve, and that's what.
And
This
let's
works
be
out
like,
nice
Stace
with
just
that.
needs a lot of help.
Yeah.
They really do. There's I think we were told at one point in time, I'm not sure if it's still true, but I think we were the only sports related fundraiser that had happened for them. You know, if sexual abuse in sports is an issue, not just hockey, right? And so like, the fact that no sports team or anything had ever done any fundraising for them, period.
And you get a great souvenir jersey. The jerseys were hot. They look good. I love
Coming from the guy that designed them, yeah.
Now I need to get to Road Wars, which is brought to you by Hacky Steel Heavy Haul Trailers, custom manufacturing heavy haul trailers for mining, oil and gas equipment, highway transportation, trusted by the leaders in the heavy transport industry. Get on the road with peace of mind for your large loads. AccuSteel.ca. It's the Philadelphia Flyers will be the road team tonight, taking on the Edmonton Oilers at Rogers. Once again, it's an 8 o'clock start. This game's on ESPN down south. Oil Stream, GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola, Hernandez Salas will get going at 7 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. In baseball, there's just the one game in the playoffs as the NLCS heads to New York. The ALCS ends its first two games in New York. Yankees hosting the Guardians. Yankees up 1-0 in that series. And Canada, they are home. They aren't the road team on this one. Panama is the road team. It is an international friendly or Canadian men's national soccer team taking on Panama out in... well, that's funny. It's BMO Field in Toronto, but ESPN, for some reason, has it New York, Canada.
It's
New York,
happening.
New York,
It's
Canada.
happening, folks. It's happening in
boy.
ESPN.
We have taken over New York as Canada.
ESPN has slipped.
We just tripled our population.
It's the New York Yankees of Canada, I guess. A big couple of games in New York tonight. You got the Yankees and Canada playing in the same city. So that's what you got going on.
I'd be a lot more scared if that said Edmonton, New York. Like, you know,
New York, Canada.
just absorbing us,
whatever.
so.
In the NHL, Canucks, Lightning, they meet. Canucks are the road team in that one. Golden Knights are on the road taking on the Capitals. The Preds, they're hosting the road team, the Kraken. Preds, if they lose that one, and if the Oilers lose tonight. Big matchup on Thursday.
The Oilers night. I'm going to call an Oilers win tonight.
I'm going to call an Oilers loss tonight.
Oilers
ya?
win.
Yeah.
Oilers win.
Yeah,
The
no,
nuclear
I'm gonna
option
call an
doesn't
Oilers
work.
Win. Somebody said it in the chat earlier. Skinner's good on a back-to-back, like on it, like when he's played
after a loss.
Yeah, after a loss. I think he's going to shut the door. I think that Draisaitl and McDavid will show some leadership tonight because they're being put on that top line together.
I haven't lost four straight with Knoblauch. He's never lost four straight. He's actually gone on like nice little streaks, his teams, afterwards with the Oilers. It's Matt Hyman. What's on my socks? Twizzlers.
Oh, those are nice. I was trying to see what they were. They look like strawberry. Oh, strawberries.
Yeah, it's got
those are nice
strawberries.
too. They got
Here
many.
comes the money.
I've got sanitizers. Sanitizer.
Oh my
lotion.
god, those are so
Yeah,
awesome!
little
I love
sanitizer.
everybody's socks. So good.
Good sock game.
EST socks coming.
But money is good.
Money's my favorite.
Money's.
Part of the
all
net.
use some, right?
Yeah,
we could
in this
all use a
economy.
little.
Part of the
I have a
net.
second job for goodness sake.
That's right. Yeah.
Part of the Nasty Club. The annual memberships will be EST socks.
Nice.
So I'm very excited
Oh,
about that.
really?
Discount for friends of EST.
why?
for the,
Yeah. Yeah, is that? And
Nasty-
let's make sure we get.
No,
a
not the Nasty
contract.
Club.
Let's make sure we get a contract. 'cause
Well, if
I've-
I say something, it's
I've
on
seen how this
video.
operation works.
There is
too.
no definitive. Like Paulie has not told me this. Get Paulie to tell me.
Jasmine, you got socks and a hat coming.
I'm triggered by this hat conversation.
Clearly.
Oh, man.
Well, you tell me that Paulie came and told you after the Estes that
He
he
did,
agreed.
and Big U,
But I was
like-
sitting at a table with Paulie and he never came up.
Did HR Daddy sign this contract?
It was,
No.
I'll not forget
Contracts
it though.
need to be signed.
Oh, well.
Us three were hanging out at the
Maybe it
very
was-
end of the night, I was waiting for my Uber. You were getting ready to leave, and we had.
Who was the
It's
three
really
of us?
sweaty.
Okay, hold up a
It's
second.
not
There was
I just washed my hair,
so
though.
there was three of us. There was three of us.
There was three of us, and the
Yeah, so
people
but
kept
somehow
walking
other
by.
people kept adding.
No, they were. They were.
So they
like,
walked
around
by and they
us.
just, oh, Jasmine's getting a hat. They just happened to know the full conversation.
I'm gonna fix
Which
this.
means, again, there's only one other person
You know
that
what?
could confirm this. It's Paulie.
you know
if
what?
Paulie tells me you said it,
Okay.
or I said that,
Fine.
I will get you that hat.
Fine.
Paulie has not told me this.
Paulie will tell you. He told me at the Nasty Bash too. We talked about it.
Awesome. He didn't tell me
The
this.
Nasty Bash too at the Wards.
Yes, the
He
Estes
confirmed
after
it,
party.
Estes.
We're gonna have heavy hockey.
Yeah,
hat.
we'll get you.
I'm
a
just
hat.
like,
Yeah.
You don't even have to ask twice, Jasmine.
You said,
And I
again,
will rock it.
I'll bring you 2 hats.
I will rock it, and I'll rock it in a nice
There's
outfit.
3 of us, you said. There was you, me, and Paulie. I just need Paulie to confirm it.
There were nasties coming up,
That-
like,
no.
saying bye to us and stuff, and like,
So what? We're just having this long conversation.
it's my fault. I trusted you.
Yeah, I know.
It's
That-
my fault. I should have
That sounds a lot like
I-
Maddie's second date.
I will get you this hat if Paulie confirms it.
Okay.
I don't remember this, but you tell me, oh, all these nasties were walking by and they heard this whole conversation.
Next time I talk
It's
to
Paulie. That's the only one I want.
We will both come and talk to you.
That's all I want. Is if
Okay.
Paulie says I said it, then okay, I'll believe Paulie.
Okay.
I'll believe Paulie.
I'll believe
Not
Paulie.
you.
Well, because then
Not
2
you.
of them said it. I don't remember
You know
saying
what's
this
so
part.
funny? I didn't even tell you this part. When we were at the Estes, I was like,
Oh, there's a
Paulie, I
new
know
part.
you don't want to kind of get involved and things like this. He's like, no, but he did say that. Like, he was down.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
I'm glad. Jasmine making up another story.
Yeah,
And then he said, "Here, have $1 million, Jasmine." We're like, "Oh, okay." And he took $1 million. Like,
Does Paulie have $1 million?
There we go.
Okay.
Big Uke. Nasties are the most trustworthy, Maddie. Trust me.
They
oh
are.
yeah, absolutely,
Big Uke
100%.
for sure,
I'm wrapping
buddy.
this up. I was going to ask you if you watched SNL.
How about Big Brother?
I haven't
yeah.
finished Big Brother.
We got to talk about Big Brother.
I haven't
finished?
finished. I'm a few episodes behind.
Okay.
I
Buddy.
didn't watch
I didn't.
SNL too much. I did see the Stevie.
No, I watched it.
I watched the Stevie Nicks performances. I'm a big Stevie Nicks fan.
Yeah, you are. I didn't love the performance.
Her first performance, her
I didn't
voice, the mix was off or something. Vocals weren't great, but I actually enjoy that song. But then for the last song, Edge of 17 was great.
What do you think about Ariana Grande?
I didn't see enough.
Okay.
I have it recorded. I got to go watch it.
No, she did a Britney Spears
Yes.
thing, right?
Yes.
I haven't watched SNL in a long time, but I'll watch little clips like Bargatze. I saw
Yeah.
a clip with he did one of the funniest skits. I've
The
ever
George
seen.
Washington?
The George
That was
Washington
great.
one, yeah. But the like that's kind of my SNL. I've never watched a full episode probably since I was 12.
Ariana Grande is a great impersonator.
Yeah,
She can. There was one. The last time she was on SNL, she did they did that skit where like the radio went down and she had to sing songs
Oh yeah.
of that, and she crushed all of them. Like she crushed the Shakira impersonation. All like she was really good. So I gotta go watch
Celine
it.
Dion one.
Did she?
Yeah.
We've got to end the hangout here. Coming up next, it is the Lock Shop with Dusty and Huss. We got 2 Guys and a Goalie at noon. EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show with J Mill, live from Sit and Sleep. Both of those shows have your next chance to qualify the EST Flyway, presented by the 780 and the GC Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, 7 o'clock tonight, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk with Tommy and Hernan, as the Oilers look to get their first win of the season and not start the season off 0-4, all at home games as well. Michael, thanks for flying all the way out just for the hangout. I'm sure you got to get that flight right back. Get back on the Oilers Live PJ right back to Halifax.
I'm getting in the Edmonton Sports Talk limo, which, by the way, there's like 10 hats in there.
Michael, thanks for coming to Oilers Nice, Heavy Hockey Network, Heavy Hockey Showdown on March 15th. Dash, thanks again for coming in. Jasmine, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. We're going to talk about the Oilers winning tomorrow.
Boom. Prediction just laid down. On behalf of Michael, Jasmine, Dash, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Hangout live on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Up next, it is the Lock Shop with Dusty and Huss. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here, joining us today.